All right, guys, welcome back. Another edition of Nighttime. Joining us tonight, as usual, Gary.
How are you?
Good, thanks, mate. And there's a beautiful crazy lady.
Hello.
And Jason, back again, mate.
Yeah, been a while, but yeah, back tonight.
Yeah,
It's not as hot, so it's good.
Yeah, good to have you back. That nice aircon's working well,
I
too.
know. That's the only reason I came back.
For the aircon and the beer.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's good to have you back, mate.
Thank you. Cheers.
And we won't get into too much of the Raiders for you.
No, there's no mention tonight of the Raiders, please.
Or Parramatta.
No.
Hey.
Actually, yes. Mr. Kleenex, how are you?
Good.
You all right?
Yep.
Well, you sent out a...
I've got a few things to come up later.
Oh, all right. Well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Time for the NRL news.
Lachlan Ilias has been granted permission to negotiate with rival sides as the Rabbitohs seem to prepare for the signing of Lewis Dodd. The Bulldogs, Titans, Cowboys and Panthers are all believed to have shown interest in signing a half for 2025 and beyond. I reckon we need him.
Well, Luai's going, so who's going to... I reckon he'll be Cowboys. Cowboys.
Yeah, guess Townsend's up near the end of his career, so another half up there.
Yeah, we've heard some pretty good info that he's probably not going to be offered another contract. So.
Just played his 250th on the weekend. So.
But I still think he's got a fair bit to offer.
I still think so, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine, okay, you send him to a team like the Dogs.
Yep.
Couple of years there. I reckon, you had a fair bit to offer the Dogs,
Yep.
I would. Townsend, and he might end up there. So
Then you know what he's like. I haven't.
Townsend?
No.
Or
Lachlan
guy.
Ilias?
No.
the Dodds? No, actually, I haven't seen too much.
Only
Apparently
read-
he's good.
I only read it the other day.
Yeah, apparently he's really good, so...
Yeah, one of the strong halves in England.
So time will tell.
You've got a good suntan there, do you, anyway?
Yeah, but a lot of the English players can come over here and not crack it.
No,
So
it's true.
It's a gamble, but I suppose probably a gamble you could pay off pretty well.
The Dolphins have emerged as favourites alongside Penrith to clinch a slot for the NRL's 2025 season launch in Las Vegas. This means the 3 out of the 4 set to go are the Panthers, Warriors and where James Fisher-Harris could play his old team and the Dolphins.
Ooh.
If Penrith win the comp, they'll have the Super League or the Challenge, so they won't be going to America in that case.
So I guess in that case they can't really decide till the end of the year.
Well, yeah.
But then it doesn't give that club much chance to prepare.
Yeah, how does that
Unless
work?
they have, I'm Andrew Abdo or Volandis. I pick 6 teams and give everyone to say, look, you're on the plane to go unless, Brisbane, they went last year, Penrith or such and such, make the grand final, then the next club up will step in. So be prepared, you could be going.
Well, even if they lost the grand final, they could still go. Because if you win the grand final, you have to play that challenge against the English side. So you'd only be ruling out one side.
That's right. So if you have 2 on standby,
Covered.
Yeah, I think
we should put that to him.
Oh, we're going to be running it next year, so it don't matter.
True.
Maybe the NRL know that it's going to be Panthers and Broncos again, and Panthers to lose this time.
Panthers Knights, come on.
Dreams are free.
Yes, they are. But it's all jokes aside, how good would that be? We could make a special out of it for one whole week in our household. Me versus Kylie for the week. Knights versus Penrith.
Could be explosive.
You turning up?
No.
No. It'll be like free to air, like camera,
That'd go down well.
Yeah, it would. Probably get belted all week.
I'm a really bad loser.
And moving on.
Sania Taruva has signed a 3-year deal with the Tigers starting from 2025.
Good pickup for the Tigers.
Very good.
I think to be honest, next year you'll see the Tigers definitely cemented midway through the top 8. Early prediction for next year.
Think so?
Already. Yep. I think so.
Okay.
Next year. They've got a few, Luai's going over.
Yeah, Luai.
Taruva. A year under Benji. Things are starting to click into spots and then, they get injuries or something happens. So, all right, 12 months under Benji, those 2 over there.
With Luai, I worry that he can't play without Cleary.
Yes. But I've seen a few games when Cleary was out there, he sort of stepped up. So hopefully, for the Tigers' sake, he can take that across. But yeah, 100% agree.
Yeah.
Having Nathan Cleary, besides even Taruva, it's shown with Cogger and Jenkins really that it's taken them a while to adjust at Newcastle away from such a champion side like that.
Yeah.
And it will take time, but I think Jerome's a pretty classy player, and I think, and I hope for the Tigers, I like the Tigers, I hope he goes good for him.
I'd like the Tigers to climb up the ladder.
If it
somewhat.
can't,
Yeah.
so next year, if it can't be Knights and Penrith in the grand final, I would really like to see the Tigers, Warriors.
Or the Bulldogs.
Yeah, one of those two.
Para.
No.
Para?
Yeah, for you guys. Or Raiders.
I'd love to see the Warriors get there.
Yeah, I do. I think they
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yep.
And then this is why James Fisher-Harris has gone over to him, because he feels he owes the New Zealand Rugby League.
I don't think he owes anyone anything, really.
No, he doesn't. But I think that's just the type of bloke he is.
On saying all that, Truva going to that, and everyone else going, Hopgood and all the rest, where do you see Penrith next year? I know they got a good down the ladder a little bit, but still in the top 5 or 6.
Hard to say,
Back to
really.
rebuilding.
Look, they've made the last 4 grand finals. That's you know,
But they're losing a lot of good players.
exactly. But if they make it this year, that's 5 grand finals in a row, and I can't remember the last time
I don't think it's
someone's
ever
done
been
that
that,
in
has
my lifetime.
Excuse me,
I
but
thought losing Crichton we'd fall apart. Because
Huge
he
loss.
was a huge loss.
but they're saying they're not worried about who they're losing because they've got the mentality of next man up.
Plus the biggest nursery in the league.
It once was Newcastle,
Yeah,
and now Penrith is just like
Penrith's huge. Yeah,
massive. This is why I don't understand how they can't have a women's side. The NRL won't put it through.
Yep.
But apparently, they've got a lot of the Islander and that women that are ready to play the game.
Penrith is huge with netball also. So
Oh, okay.
I think you'll find a lot of the women there, especially the Islanders and the Maoris and everything, they play a lot in rep netball. So
Interesting.
probably won't.
Well, I still think that eventually, say give it 5 years maximum, every NRL club needs to have reserve grade, first grade, and NRLW. So then when we go and play Penrith, we take all our 3 sides and we play them.
Yep.
That's how it should be. If it's going to put bums on seats.
But then the women's comp is shorter, so it wouldn't be for a whole.
But they need to.
Yeah.
They need to start playing the full length
Yep.
and bring their money up.
Sure.
I'm happy for that. Anyway, moving
On to another team. The Dolphins have reportedly decided they will not be offering Anthony Milford a contract extension beyond this season. You could see that coming.
Yeah. Well, who's going then? A MILF. Well, you got Sean O'Sullivan that can't even crack first grade at the moment, which was at Penrith.
Well, Milford hasn't been cracking the first 13 either.
Milford hasn't been good before he come to the
No.
Knights.
No.
Not when before he even got to the Knights, which is why I couldn't understand why we signed him.
Yep.
So to me, it's Super League for Milford.
Yeah. He'll be going to England.
The Broncos have re-signed Billy Walters on a 2-year extension until the end of 2026. Daniel Tupu is reportedly unsure whether he will play in the NRL next season. He's off contract with the Roosters at the end of this season. He's a big loss.
Massive loss.
Big.
I don't know why they wouldn't re-sign him.
They must have someone in the pipeline to replace him, but he's
Taller than him.
Which one of, they've probably got that many under the sombrero already.
Exactly.
But,
The Broncos have signed Josh Maguire as their wrestling coach.
a lot of people don't like Josh Maguire, but he was one of those ones you love to hate. You love to watch him, or if he's on your team, but you hated when he
Hated
played
him
against
if
because he
he's
was
on,
just a little grub.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Melbourne's Jonah Pizzette has suffered a ruptured ACL in reserve grade, which has now ended his 2024 season.
Yeah. Good night. Nasty.
Manly have entered an early guilty plea for Hamale Olakawatu's grade 2 dangerous throw charge. He's been suspended for 2 games for his tackle on Sean Lane.
What about Cherry Evans' involvement in that?
As far as I know, as of now, they're fighting it.
Yeah, Seawald's come out and said it was an accident, but you could say any
That's
shoulder
right.
hitting a head's an accident. A high tackle's an accident.
That's
Yeah.
right.
A trip's an accident.
I felt for Sean Lane, but because it looked pretty bad.
It did. The way he landed.
Yeah.
According to Buzz Rothfield, the Rabbitohs will shift Whiten to 5'8", Walker to halfback and Latrell Mitchell to centre next week.
I just mentioned that on the way up here. Yeah.
I would. His time at fullback's up, Latrell's. He's too... I mean this in the nicest possible way. He's too slow and lazy.
When he was with
At
the
the moment.
Roosters and State of Origin, he was a centre and he just killed it.
He did.
Now he went to South as a fullback and he just hasn't
He's not a
been
fullback.
worth his money.
To me, he's
not a fullback.
No. He's
Every,
not,
every time you see him, he's walking behind to
Yeah.
play the ball.
he's not in the category of, okay, your Tedesco's, as much as I don't want to admit it, or your Dylan Edwards or your Kalen Pongers. They're your premier fullbacks, really, or...
David Armstrong.
Well,
Well, look at Jai Gray's come into South at fullback. He's played 2 games and he's been very
that's the
impressive.
little fault.
Very impressive.
I thought it was
with
Reggie
his
the Rabbit.
statistics. Yeah, but he's doing everything right, and he's showing everyone and South what they're missing
Leave him there.
at fullback. Exactly.
He's had his crack.
You'd leave him at fullback and put Latrell in the centre.
I don't like how, okay, for example, we'll use this. If Latrell's out for a couple of weeks and some kid's been in there killing it, they go, oh, because it's Latrell Mitchell, he's got to come back. Sorry, kid, you've been killing it, but off you go. No, doesn't stick with me.
But this is it. If you're on $1 million a year, you're forced to make room for him.
This is where it should go back to salary contracts being such and such amount of dollars, performance-based rewards.
Yep.
I think.
A win bonus,
Yeah.
pie and a coat.
Watch all of a sudden the teams that are playing crap go, ping, world beaters.
That's right. Because if you're on big money, you're going to get that money, no matter what the result is.
That's right.
Walking behind the ruck.
The only time he runs is if he
And
wants to take
he'll
someone
run
out.
50 metres and they go, oh, look at Latrell go. Well, he's done nothing for the first 40 minutes. He's got plenty of energy.
That's
If you go and do nothing for 40 minutes or 60 minutes and then do something well, then do it instead of just being lazy. You look at Wally Lewis and like he's a good player. He was a great player. But he came into his own in the opposition's 20 and he always got the ball and he always created something. And that's what you paid him for and that's what he was known for. Latrell's not doing this.
No.
Doing nothing.
You know?
Next.
Paul Kent is in hospital with broken ribs and a possible collapsed lung after being thrown into a tree during an alleged street fight.
Oh,
Did you see it?
yeah. How funny was it?
Like World Championship Wrestling back again.
He
In the
might be a
quarterfinals.
nice bloke, I don't know, but the shit he says about players, and then he goes back and does the same thing. You know, like he was always bagging Hopewade and all that, and you know, well, the Penrith, you know, saying this and that, and look what's come back to bite him now.
He also has his favourites.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Well, he's good mates with Ricky.
he's sensational mates with Ricky. Yeah.
Anyway, I think they've got the better person in his spot at the moment. Anyway, James Graham. To be
Oh,
honest.
he's on there. Okay.
James Graham's
Yeah,
moved
and he
in.
was talking about keeping the kickoffs.
Ugh,
We discussed this last time I was on.
don't even get me started on this.
He's probably not a good example, though, with everything that's going on with his concussion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you can't get rid. What are you going to have? A tap off?
I mean, you might as well ban tackles.
And they're talking about where.
Don't go on too much.
Okay, move on.
Moving on. The Tigers are reportedly in talks to change their home ground from 2025 onwards. Allianz Stadium, Accor Stadium and Combank Stadium are reported at their 3 options. You looked at me. Don't you want to share your home ground?
It's ours.
I must admit, it's probably one of the premier grounds in the NRL.
Haven't been there yet.
It is
I get
cool.
lost when I get out of Newcastle.
Yeah, it is a good ground.
So these are the Tigers you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just read today that they've lost their last 10 games at Campbelltown.
Wow.
And the Broncos, I mean, they beat them, but the Broncos have won their last 8 there. So if you're going to keep losing, and the coach was asked a question on the weekend, you know, should you shift all your games to Leichhardt? And he was, you know, Benji laughed at him and said it was a stupid question. And it is a stupid question, but you need your suburban grounds.
Oh, for
You need
sure.
your Leichhardt, your Campbelltowns, your Belmores. Okay, you need these grounds. And Campbelltown's been sold out twice, 2 rounds running. So the support's there. Win or lose, they're coming to watch you.
Oh,
I
for
don't.
sure.
I don't. You can give up that ground.
No, not at all.
and go to a bigger stadium where you mightn't get the fans there.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
Is that us? Are there no news?
No.
Oh.
Do you want me to stop?
No.
Tom Chester facing a month on the sidelines after scans confirmed a hamstring tear. A grade 2 strain, partial tear would usually involve 4 to 6 weeks return to play. Injury is to his left side, the same side he ruptured his ACL last year.
Not good.
A lot of injuries, isn't there?
You might need a tissue for this next one.
Okay.
Princess Gutherson has undergone minor surgery on his knee and he's
It
expected
doesn't
to miss
say that at all.
for 4 to 5 weeks. He's been carrying the... Sorry, I might need my glasses. He's been carrying the issue for the past several weeks to the point he required fluid to be drained. He also had surgery on a
Meniscus?
meniscus injury last year. Thanks, Gary.
Because I've got 2 of them.
Oh, do you?
Fair enough.
So that rules him out of Origin contention.
Yeah.
Yep. That's probably a line for the Eels this year.
I'd say, yeah. I don't care what people say. He's not the best fullback.
Oh, he does the job.
He's there
Well.
to start with. He's there last,
He does the job well.
and he's always on the...
I might take the piss out of you, but yeah,
I know
no,
what you
he's
mean.
a good player.
He's a good player.
He puts in.
Anyway,
He
Yes.
puts in.
Is that the NRL news? This
Geez, you're chomping at the bit to cut me off.
Yeah, I've got to go to the loo.
All right, we'll stop then.
All right, guys,
one
we'll
more.
take a short break. Be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. And now it's time for Gas Bag.
As bags time. Keep them sending in. We're starting to get a bit thin on them. What's your thoughts on the Warriors signing of Jet Clary, Terry Brax?
I didn't think he'd leave Ivan and Nathan. It would have been good to play father and 2 sons together. But I suppose maybe he wants to make it on his own terms, not under the name of, Yeah.
There might have been players in front of him too. So
Playing under Big Brother.
Well, he hasn't actually played first grade, has he?
No.
There
Not
you
yet.
go.
there's also a Warriors connection there. Yeah, Cleary used to be there. So
True.
And, he might be close to Webster and Fish and that as well. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know why they didn't try to wrap him up, but, yeah, it is what it is, I suppose.
Do you think the NRL should ban the kickoff? That's why I stopped you earlier.
No.
Not a chance in the world.
I haven't finished yet.
Okay.
It seems to be getting louder and louder that it's going to happen. Kevin Stanley. Me? No. And smaller kicking tees. It's getting that way now. They'll be climbing on ladders to kick the ball. Kick it out of the ground like we used to.
yeah, keep the kick off.
Yeah, you can't. Like, it's the same as the
What else? What else are you going to ban? Really?
rushing out on the out of the line. They
Yeah.
want to ban too. Like, you serious? What are we playing, marbles?
It's a contact sport.
That's it. Like, seriously.
If you're getting paid big dollars to play, you can get hit taking the kick off.
I'd get hit like that.
Yeah.
I'd run at Fish all day for that kind of money. Or
Yeah,
You wouldn't
Warrior
run all day.
Hargrave.
Probably 2,
No,
I'd
you'd,
say.
you'd
You'd
run
run
up to him and turn
You'd
around
run
and go,
twice.
harder, Daddy.
He can do whatever he wants for that kind of money.
Exactly.
But yeah, if they do that and you run out the line and that, I'm sorry, but get that beeper ready. It is. It's really peed me off that much. Like, then people, you get these goody two shoes out there. Oh, but you've got to look after player welfare. Yes, we do, but you sign up to get that kind of big money. You know what you're going to do.
Exactly.
So it's like a coal miner. You know the risk of an underground coal miner. That's why you're getting paid the big money.
Yep.
What are they going to do with that? Stop coal mining?
Apparently soon.
Well, that too. But you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Wake up.
100%.
NRL is going soft. The union's not going to stop their rucks and stuff.
Yep.
There's a reason. Because that's what gets bums on seats. We might as well play touch football. Two-handed tag or something.
Yep.
Like, come
There's
on.
worse things happening in the game than the ban of kickoff.
Yeah, like the Knights losing.
Try
They
the
didn't, though.
try the Raiders.
Yeah, well.
Parramatta getting thrashed twice.
No, that's funny. Oh, sorry, guys.
Wait a second. Who should be the New South Wales fullback and why?
Oh,
Mick
James
Walsh.
Tedesco, because he doesn't play for my team. Oh, no, Turbo. That'll do.
Yeah, Tedesco.
You want my opinion?
I know your opinion, and I'm going to say no.
It should. Marge reckons he's going to pick on form. Dylan Edwards is your number one.
On form, yep.
He's saying he's going to pick on form, yeah. And what really, let's put the two together. Who's been the better fullback over the last 6 weeks?
Turbo.
No. It's Dylan Edwards.
Yeah.
So I don't care if he's the incumbent captain. That to me, that don't matter. You've got to earn that right to have that each year, I feel. And I don't think he's earned that right to take it back. You can't just go, okay, you're the incumbent captain, you're a walk-up starter. No, that doesn't stick with me. You've got to earn that right. Like, what's this kid supposed to do to earn a spot? It's going to say to kids out there, no matter how hard you play, if there's someone in front of you, you're never going to get it.
Yep.
So, to me, I'm sorry, it's Edwards.
I like James Tedesco, and he breaks the line and everything, and he's got players around him, and he goes to ground for the ball consistently. He does the
Horse
hard
blinkers.
yards,
Yeah.
zigzagging and whatnot, and busting tackles, then goes to ground. I'd like to see him, not when he's playing Parramatta, but pass the ball before he goes to ground.
Horse blinkers. Horse blinkers.
Yeah.
Can't see anyone outside. There's a few times he could have scored. Like, Overs could have scored.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's Edwards for me.
Kylie?
No. Anyone but him.
Turbo.
Yeah.
The performance of the officials. What the hell is going on? Tristan Robard. That was a good question. What's going on?
Well,
I think everyone will whinge no matter what happens.
yeah, I can understand they're only human and they get some things wrong. But there's some things wrong and there's some absolute stupidity. Like that whole...
The Tigers, Happy Coruscant.
Well, there was that... It's got, once again, it's got to go back to the whole interpretation of the rule. Everyone's got different. But how can one... Like, he might have lost his hand on the ball, but he got it back before it got to the ground. So that's you know...
It didn't bounce or anything.
It didn't bounce nothing. Was it Casey Badger the other night? Had an absolute shocker.
Yeah.
Absolute
Gee, those good
shocker.
ones.
Against the ref against the Knights. The Dolphins' first try was with Oren, what's his name, former Knights player.
Keely.
That was like 5 metres forward, and the ref is right next to it.
Yeah.
Like, what's he watching? Like, imagine if that decided, you know all about this, a grand final on bodgy calls.
Don't. I'm going to leave.
Traumatised.
6 again.
You know what I mean? Like, that's just absolutely ridiculous. And to be honest, to the day, I feel sorry for the Canberra fans and the Canberra players because they should have won that grand final with that, I believe.
Well, the Roosters got that scored in the next set of 6.
That's right. So there was a grand final that you were robbed of.
Yep.
Let's be real. It robbed the Raiders of a grand final. And I mean, if that's your team, you want blood. So, yeah, maybe it's time to review the refereeing standards.
Well, not just the refereeing, but the bunker.
Yeah, under the whole,
Yeah,
you know.
because they've made some clangers.
And
But
they
the
got-
bunkers...
There's half a dozen there with half a dozen screens, and they still get it wrong.
Yeah.
Hello.
But how... Sometimes they go, oh, yeah, that is no try. But they're looking at one angle.
Yeah.
How not look at the other angles and you can confirm more? Because sometimes you look at one angle, yeah, you can't understand from that angle.
But some teams, they don't even really check.
Well,
I find with the bunker, like they're checking angles and making a decision. If it goes against the team, then the ref says, right, okay, it's gone against you, you lose your challenge. Then they get this other angle that they show, and it's the opposite, but they don't show that till afterwards.
it's an iffy situation, that, but I'm not happy with the standard of the officials at the moment. And let's be honest, they're getting paid to do this.
Yep.
So, needs a revamp.
Very much so. Good one, Tristan. This was from a friend of Kylie's, Frank Furter.
Oh, you know Frank too?
Yeah, top bloke. How do you feel the halves went this week for Newcastle? Do we stick with the combo?
I'm not saying nothing.
So that's a yes. Big
It's a
Gamble
yes for
fan.
me. Yeah, I think Gamble's proven last week that he deserves to stay there. I thought he had a pretty good game, personally. I think Hastings probably is a little bit further in front of Cogger, But my question is, do we put Cogger at 14 unless... But we've got Phoenix there. That's the issue. So maybe those pairs fight it out?
Stick with the team he had last week,
Mm.
barring injuries.
At the moment, yeah.
There's got to come a time where O'Brien's got to pick two halves and stick with them because he's chopped and changed
And it
pretty
starts
much
now.
all year. Okay,
It's
now they've
gotta-
had a good game last week. Keep that until you lose, or
Even if
you
you
know.
lose, let's just stick with it.
yeah, well,
See
depends on the amount of the
performance
loss
of the game.
Right?
It's all about
And how many in a
gelling.
row?
Yeah,
They need to gel.
That's
And
right.
it takes time.
Look at the Queensland.
Mm.
You know, they pick and stuck for years, and then all of a sudden, bang, you got this dominance, and it's like catches.
but you want to replace Tedesco with Edwards.
Yeah, because his
Late
time's
mail.
up.
Okay,
His time's up, and it's time for... I think he's... Like, don't get me wrong, still a champion player.
Yeah.
But I just think his time's up.
yep.
Late mail came in.
I don't know if I want to read this. It's from Mitch Moses. he's watching the game, Mitch. Big fan, mate.
Why are you blushing?
Goes bag special question. Is Gary Glitter, that's a name from the past, going to be okay with Gutho out for 4 to 5 weeks? Mitch Moses. No, I'm not.
So what are you going to do about it, Mitch?
The two of them sitting on the sideline, that's not good.
Mm.
That's big money there.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
our spine.
And realistically, it's two. You're probably your main players.
Yep.
Realistically, so
I'd put Bailey Somerson at fullback.
I'm still waiting for Dylan Brown to go back to 5'8".
Yeah.
He's holding up his end at the moment, but it's
he's
not
a
his
5'8",
position.
not a half.
Yeah,
100%.
he's holding up his side.
Mm. Is that Gaz bag for the week?
That's Gaz bag for the week, and it's not glitter, okay? I only wear that in the Mardi Gras.
Tell that to him.
Anyway, well, we got you there. Let's kick into what caught my eye this week.
Ow! My eye! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Shoot away, Kylie.
Why?
So I haven't read mine yet.
All right. Well, mine was Reece Walsh grabbing the back of his leg after making a line break with 15 minutes left in the game. He was attended to by the Brisbane trainer but was not substituted and continued to hobble around the field. He battled through 10 minutes of pain at the end of the Broncos' win before he eventually left the field. At various stages, Walsh was seen clutching at his calf and knee and was also unable to move at one point. He was also vomiting on the field shortly after scoring the second of his 2 tries around the 55th minute.
What's going on there?
Certainly not nerves at 55 minutes in.
Might have had a bug.
He's got to have a bug.
What's wrong with his leg?
Cramps.
Apparently it was a cramp.
Apparently.
Well, it's cooler in Sydney than Brisbane, so it can't be heat.
Yeah, that's it.
Lack of salt.
I reckon it's a bug.
It's got to be.
Anyway, what caught my eye was I had a couple. So
We'll sit back and wait.
yeah, sit back, buckle in.
Okay.
Tyrell Sloan kicked to the face of was it Sam Walker holding him down? Or,
Yep.
It was accidental, but why wasn't there 6 again ruck infringement call? Like he was holding him, and so Sloan's kicked to try and get free, and it's just plain as day.
So it's a Roosters.
Yeah, but that's the point. Like consistency. Okay, if that was the Knights or the Raiders or one of our teams, they've been pulled up for sure. So yeah, that really didn't like that.
Missing.
Also, Luke Keary takes a dropout. When he takes a dropout, take notice, right? When you take a dropout, what's the rules of a dropout?
It's 10 seconds or something. Isn't
No, but you got to kick the ball on the line, and your body and everything's got to be behind the line. Look at Luke Keary. He's a metre in front of the line, turns backwards and kicks the ball. He goes sideways. So
I've seen that.
Okay.
take a look at it next time when they do it. He's over the line, so that's the line here, and he's turned backwards towards the goal, and he kicks it sideways to do the short dropout. But that's not the rules of the dropout.
No.
So technically,
I've seen people do
It's
that
a
with
penalty in
kickoffs,
front
but
of the
that's
sticks.
a different story.
that's a penalty.
Right in front.
Yeah, because the rules of a dropout is you have to be.
Yeah.
Behind us.
Yeah, so it's so blatantly obvious, and they just let them get away with it. But if we're talking about we've got to run the rules right, well, it's not right. Penalty.
Could you imagine if he took a metre back, because he was roughly a metre in front, like you said,
Mhm.
he takes a metre back, turns sideways, one of two things. He kicks the side of the goalpost or one of his mates in the head.
But I just think the Roosters
Get
play
away.
their hand and they get away with it. They know they can,
Yeah.
so they just do it. Anyway, the third one, this was a bit of a head scratcher as well. Well, probably not the words to use in this content, but the head clash between Reuben Cotter and Robinson had blood coming out of Robinson's head and everything. Not one of them went for HOA. Go figure. Well, it was a massive head clash. He had claret pissing out of his head, and they didn't do nothing.
Someone gets a little tap.
Kurt
and they go
Mann
like
got
this
hit.
and they get
Kurt
taken.
Mann got hit in the cajoolies, and they sent him for HOA.
Yeah, but in fairness, that's where a male's brain is.
What's that?
Hey,
Got a headache. But no, you know what
Sorry,
I mean.
I'm outnumbered.
It just doesn't make sense. Like, and we've all had players that have gone down for an injury, and then all of a sudden they're fine. Nothing wrong with them. Might have been winded or whatever, and they've gone for a HIA, and they're sitting there going, "What?"
yeah.
But this bloke's got claret pissing out of him, and a head clash, nothing.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Depends who you are and what value you are of the to the team, and if they can afford you being off or not.
You
It's
see, you see
just-
some of them just get a bit of a tap,
Hmm.
you know, a bit of a knock like that, and they're still playing okay. Oops, off.
Yeah, off you go. Anyway, Gaz.
Mine. Not a real good one. Blake Ferguson, a week after the Curry Bulldogs tore his contract up for allegedly sending a 16-year-old girl nudes and attempting to sell a loan car, has joined a new bush footy club, apparently the Wellington Cowboys, which is within the local area of Dubbo Regional Council.
You've had experience with the Cowboys, haven't you?
Cowgirls.
He
Oh,
shouldn't
not
be
there.
allowed to be signed to
No,
anyone.
he shouldn't be. Like, what's
No.
this Wellington club doing? They would have known what he got terminated for.
Yeah.
Well, who wants? And he's not that good of a player anyway. He's
Pretty
a
sure
Parramatta
he used to
reject.
play for Wellington a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't care what anyone says. Like, Blake Ferguson, you are an absolute goose.
Grub.
Like, and a grub. Yeah, to do that, you shouldn't be signed by no one. And that's when the whatever he's under, whatever, should go, no, sorry, your contract's not going to be renewed. See you later.
Yep.
You can't go to any club.
Well, when I heard,
If the club signed him, then all well and good, but the association should be stepping
Yeah,
in
that's
and
right.
saying, nah.
No, we're not registering you.
Yeah.
No.
well, when I heard that he was at Curry, I'm like, we don't want him. We don't want him here because he's had like he's.
He was
just
a good
trouble.
player in his day. 100% he was a good
Oh,
player.
yeah, of course it was.
Started off with Canberra, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, and then
No, started Cronulla.
Cronulla.
Yep.
Canberra,
Canberra.
Parramatta, Roosters? Or Roosters, Parramatta?
Can't remember.
Yeah,
But
something
he
like
started
that.
Cronulla.
He's been around a few,
Yep.
and he was a good player, and he's right. But,
Has been, yeah.
yeah, hooroo, see you later, and you're bringing the game into,
Disrepute.
Jace.
Mine, yeah. So Latrell Mitchell coming out saying he's might make himself unavailable for Origin. I think he's. I think he jumped before he got pushed. He's not worth picking.
No.
Jump. I like that.
To me, honestly, that's sort of a bit arrogant. Do you feel that? Like saying,
Look, I can come out and say I'm unavailable for Origin as well. I wasn't going to get picked.
yeah.
So yeah, I do think he jumped
Mm.
before being pushed.
Or is it in his mind, he thinks that he would have been picked?
He's come out and said, "I'm going to stay with South, try and get the season on track." And I'm thinking, should have started that in round 1,
Exactly.
not round 8 or 9 or 10.
Well, this is what I said about the Knights. So I said this towards the Knights prior to last week's game. I said the players need to realise that pulling on that jumper is not a right.
Yeah.
It's an honour.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're playing for the whole city and that whole town, and you need to realise it's not a right to pull that on. You actually, and other people in other clubs probably need to take the same kind of bait, and Latrell Mitchell's probably on them. Anyway, so everyone's what caught my eye this
Yep.
week. Pretty good. Well, let's move it on. Hey, we'll do a couple more while we're on a roll. So we had an early break before. Night of the round. start this one off, and mine was David Armstrong on debut. Played a really good game. And I must also say, I can't go without saying Tyson Gamble returned to form, had a great game. Kylie.
Mine's David Armstrong too, you copycat.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, he scored the very first try of the game, and that was obviously his first game on debut. Like, that's pretty awesome.
Did you, when you watched him, did you get sort of a... He sort of remind you of Ponga? Just the way he played. He had that mannerism, you know,
No.
the bouncing around the ball.
Not
Did you get that as well?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
the ballet steps, no.
No, but he sort of had that same kind of play about him, you know
He had
what I
that
mean?
swerve on him
Yeah.
in the try line.
And with the try he
Yeah.
scored, it
And
was,
I'm thinking, you make your NRL debut, that's one good thing. You score a try on debut, that's great.
oh, yeah, and then the
He
win.
scored in front of his family and friends.
It was 80
They
of
were
them.
right there.
80 of them.
So you couldn't ask for anything better as a player.
And I must say, did you see how happy all the boys around him
Oh,
were?
big time.
That-
Hastings gave him the pass, and I looked in the background there, and Hastings couldn't have been any happier.
That's right. And, like, you know, Hastings gets a bad rap for a lot of things. And, you know, rightly so, maybe not so. But like that, you can't,
Yeah.
you know, you can't take it away from him. And then you've seen the whole team was just rushed in. They knew how much. And good on them, because that kid's going to remember that
Yep.
for the rest of his life. If he never plays another game again, you know, even...
He had the most tackle breaks at 11.
And hence why he's got his spot back there again this week too. So, as they said, Kalen Ponga, this kid's stepping up, and
You're paying a player at one point.
no. I mean, they're doing it without him. You know,
Yeah.
they all said we couldn't, and now we are. But credit must go to KP too. Apparently, every day he's been on the phone to him, giving him tips. Yeah. And just before he ran out, he got on the phone to him and said, "You'll be right, mate. You've got this." Yeah. And you know, that's probably a big thing for.
Yep. Calm his nerves.
Yeah, and realistically, probably one of the top 5 players of the game, really, Ponga, for having him in your ear, you know, doing that, it would have boosted his confidence something severe. So good on you. Anyway,
Tyson Gamble. So we brought him up again. Absolute menace. Usual chirpy self.
what could I say?
And I think he's given O'Brien some ammo to think, right, we need to stick with these halves. You've had a good game, stick with this. 'Cause he's chopped and changed all year.
I think we should have from the start. This is what I said about picking and sticking. It was just going to take a week or two for his confidence to come up.
Yeah.
But one thing I would like to see Tyson do a bit more is run at the line. When we're close to the line and, you know, we've got tackle 3 or 4, whatever, take the line on. Like, he's a big body, really, for a half, and he's strong. I reckon he can take the line on. Cleary doesn't, and Cleary's a lot smaller. And, you know, I reckon we could get a lot more tries out of him for that.
Whiten did that at the Raiders when he was playing 5'8". He used to take the line on because he's a big body.
He's a big
Not every set, but, you know, maybe every couple of sets.
Just pick your moments.
Yeah, keep him guessing, and Cleary does it well. He's a master at it. So, you know, Gamble's probably Cleary's size at half again, if not more. Man, I'd be
Hard
doing
to
it.
stop.
So this is where I bring O'Brien into it. Say, Adam O'Brien should be coaching Tyson and say, look, on the 4th tackle or 3rd tackle, when you're close to the line, take him on, mate. Back your ability.
Yep.
I don't know why it's not coached like that with a player like that, you know. Anyway.
Mine's Jaden Brayley. I feel he was very underrated, but always puts so much in effort-wise. After spending a lot of time on the sidelines previously, he had another great game against the Dolphins with most tackles of 53.
He hasn't let us down since coming back, to be honest. Hence why Phoenix is 14.
He's one of your classic hookers. He's a real throwback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just does all your hard work.
Yeah. Loads of tackles. Yeah.
Had a couple of little brain farts the last few weeks here and there that I reckon he'll be the first to put his hand up and say, wish I could have that back again. But that's football. You know, he does a lot of other things as well to make up for it. So, while we're on the players of the round, we'll head on to our players of the competition of the round. So, Gaz, what are you there?
Nico Hines, who scored a try, had 2 try assists, 3 line break assists, 5 tackle breaks, and 6 goals from 7 attempts. He also received another 6 Dally M points.
Not surprised there. He gets a moving on a beaten side. So.
Yeah, he does too.
Yeah. But, yeah, he did play well the other week, and I say warranted for that week, but, yeah.
I wish he didn't.
Kylie.
Well, I'm going to be biased, and I had mine before you did. Brian To'o
Oh,
was his 100th game, and he had 21 tackle breaks. But I have a special mention to Paul Alamotti for that intercept.
yes. Paul Alamotti played really well. And I tell you, I don't know why he's dropped this week, to be honest.
Taruva's back.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. He come in and he played and he deserved to keep his spot.
What we were talking about earlier.
And let's be honest, I like Taruva. I think he's a great young fella, but Alamotti's part of the Panthers' future. Taruva's not.
Yep.
Just saying.
Who's on the bigger dollars?
Taruva, probably.
Really?
I think Alamotti was only on like a train and trial or something. I could be wrong, but he wouldn't
He's
be
just
on.
re-signed
Yeah,
as
yeah.
of next year.
He wouldn't be on big dollars, that's for sure. Anyway, Gaz?
That was it.
Yeah, it was too. Joe?
Adam Reynolds,
Yeah.
big game. He's showing South what they're missing.
Mm.
Also, he cramped up near the end of the game there, and he couldn't walk, and he took an
Pass the
intercept.
ball off the
He
ground.
took an intercept and passed off the ground. Andrew Voss said he had a wooden leg at the time. He could not walk, let alone run. And each week he's just playing out of his skin.
Yeah.
He's
Last
one
year?
of the main reasons the Broncos are doing as well as they are last couple of years, and absolutely showing South what they're missing.
Yep.
Is his last year this year then?
I don't know.
I'd say if I was the Broncos, I'd say, okay, let's go for another one.
Go one
Let's
more.
play it
He
year
gets-
by year.
He's
Yep.
injured more than not, though.
But
That's the problem.
that's what I'm saying. Let's go year by year.
Yep.
Year by year contract. If he gets to the end of the year and says, yeah, I feel I can do it again, all right, another 12 months.
Yeah, he might
Maybe
feel
bring
like
the
it
contract
now.
down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But, what does he on, say, 800,000 a year or
Yeah, I
something?
don't know.
Okay, shits and gigs, he's 800. Okay, another year, yeah, all right, 5. Let's do 500,000.
Yep.
500,000 for 12 months.
And
work.
even if there was a year where he is coming to the end, you sign him.
Mm.
You bring someone young in, and he mentors them for the
100%.
next year.
100%. Mentor program.
Yep.
Yep.
And it'd be worth the money.
Couldn't agree more. And tell you what, that's what Penrith need to do now with Nathan Cleary. Nathan Cleary's young. Let's get these juniors in a little academy, getting trained and taught by the best player in the game at the
How
moment.
do you know they're not?
Well, they could be.
Could be, yeah.
But, I mean, heck, that's probably why they've got such a good nursery. They've probably got things like that going. Anyway.
What about, what you're saying about Adam Reynolds?
Hmm.
I bet they're kicking themselves.
Oh, 100%. 100% there.
Big time.
Big time.
When they first brought it up, I
Yeah.
was scratching my head like, are you serious?
Well, they didn't sign him at the time because he was 32. And Cody Walker's 35.
How old
and
Jack
they're
White?
signing him for Jack Whiten's, I don't know, he'd be pushing 30.
Hmm.
But, you can't say a reason for someone and then keep someone when they're older.
No.
There was
and
someone
sign them
that
for
didn't.
longer.
There was someone in the club that didn't like him.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
100%.
And he was red and green
Yeah.
to the bone.
He would have stayed there forever.
Yep.
Anyway, my player of the round was To'o, but yeah, someone else took it. But like seriously,
Oh, crap. Get your own.
oh, you stole mine. Anyway, curving on me
I
word.
think you'll find that that's my printer ink.
It's my handwriting. But he had an exceptional game. Love him or hate him, like no one could hate the bloke. He's just
No.
he just brings so much energy to the team and fun to be around. I reckon. And, honestly, I'd love to have him on the show once.
I'd like to
Why
have,
not?
have a barbecue here. Have
Yeah.
him up.
To'o.
I got his stats here. It was his 100th game. He scored a try, 18 tackle breaks, 228 metres from 19 runs.
It was updated to 21 tackle breaks.
Was it?
Mm.
Okay, that must have been done later.
But
Yeah.
see,
That
like,
was getting past the
there you go.
cans.
That in itself speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like Andrew Voss said on the, I think it was Andrew Voss or whoever we listened to, he's got spiders on him. No one can touch him.
Yeah.
Like he just got through one stage. I think he got through the whole team.
What about that
And he's
video?
only little.
And that video for his 100th game where
Mm.
his family were on there and they showed his sister that passed away
Yeah.
and he was crying. Mate, that was heart-wrenching.
Mm. We might even see if we can put that up at the end of the show. Actually, that's something. And I tell you what, I did something. Well, we did something for a young kid that was dying of brain cancer. Someone close to our family that we know, and has since passed. Poor bugger. But his favourite team was Penrith, and I reached out to Brian Tuttle. Bang, sent him a message, a video message. There was no ifs, buts about it. Straight onto it. And I didn't know Tuttle from a bar of soap. It could have been anyone. But bang, he was on it.
And you know what? There'd be players that would not do that
Yeah.
unless you pay them.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like then we went down to Penrith, and I tell you what, this is the type of guy. He's just so funny. Well, went up to him, try to get Kylie's autograph and that, and he was just
Trying to get my autograph.
no, tried to get his autograph for Kylie, and sign him. Because he's so small, he looked up at me. He goes, "You're not going to belt me, are you?" If I say no, and he's just sitting there laughing, and I was just a lovely guy, and I'll tell you what, it's my goal to get him on here one night, because I reckon he'd be absolute.
It's one of those humble islanders.
Addo
Which
Carr's
they
the same
most of them
though.
are.
Yeah, Addo Carr was good too, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't. It's amazing, but you get this idea of a player in your head. Sam Burgess.
Yeah.
When we met him, he's the nicest bloke.
Yeah.
The Broncos. Sam Vide.
Oh yeah.
Absolute classic of a guy.
Brett Finch.
Well, one of the guys in my team a few years ago, Rooster supporter, and someone managed to get Hargraves to send him a video message, and he was a classic.
Yeah.
Very, very hilarious.
Daryl, Big Man, we had him. Yeah, he was a classic. But there, a lot of them are. And, a lot of... I still talk to a lot of former Knights players too, like Jesse Sue from in England. Lockie Fitz. And they still give you the time of day and still want to talk. And, yeah, there's a lot of good guys out there, but you only hear the negative stuff. You don't hear the positive stuff. Like Tool went up, I think I said it on last week's show, he went up and he seen a homeless guy on the street, went up, bought him lunch and sat there and spoke to him for an hour.
Yep.
He didn't tell anyone or, film it or anything like that.
Yep.
Didn't want any of that. Somebody seen it and filmed it. That's the only reason that people found out about it. But, yeah.
Probably had 1,000 other things to do, but took your time out of the day to do it. Good on
So,
Priorities.
yeah. On that note, we might take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, it's time for the week that was with Elliot, but he's in bed sick. He got the man flu.
That's not good.
Yeah, poor bugger. So a big shout out to you, Elliot, and hopefully you get better soon. And we might even Zoom call him next week. See
That'd
if
be
he's,
good.
if he's still not in his hospital bed.
That man flu, it knocks it out.
Oh, done it. It's terrible. You know what they say about
Watch
the man
out.
flu? You know what the man flu is?
3
COVID.
times. What is it?
COVID.
It's 3 times worse than a woman's flu.
They
No,
reckon.
it's because women are stronger than men that they can handle it. They just have to get on with the housework and everything else.
No, they
Men
reckon-
curl up in a corner, sucking their thumb, rocking like babies.
I do the housework
Am I
at
right?
home.
Oh, no, suck me thumb and curl up and curl
Yeah, you
up,
suck
but
something else. A lollipop.
hydrolyte. But yeah,
Starting to panic.
they reckon that the man flu is now, it's just COVID and women can now get it. So we've been suffering that for years. So
Yep.
anyway,
Poor buggers.
yeah, I know. Moving on. Anyway, so starting off, the first one was Anzac round. What an absolute spectacular round. I loved it. And the Warriors and the Titans kicked off on Anzac Day. Warriors 24 went down to the Titans 27.
Who saw that coming?
No one.
Not I, said the Flyer.
Over there.
Yeah, they were disappointing, and that's what I'm worried about now is because this week they'll probably be out to win. And unfortunately, we got them. But I will take my hat off to the Warriors. I thought they put on a pretty good Anzac thing and their jersey. 10 out of 10 for me for the jersey. Some good. They've still got some. I mean, they got a spectacular side. When Fanua Blake and Barnett and Roger and Nickel Kostev and Dallin Latini, that fella, Fires on the wing. I mean, come on. They're one hell of a side. And then,
It's a side.
I know this is next year, but then you throw Fisher Harris into the mix.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do you want a tissue?
I didn't mean
You
to.
took it harder than I did.
I mean, he goes there and Fanua Blake leaves.
Yeah.
So he's taken his spot. Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know.
they get rid of one and they replace it with hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Oh, what a front row pairing. Barnett and Fisher Harris.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You'll be drooling.
So Nickel Klogstad played his 100th game and ran for 262 metres from 24 runs.
And I'll take my hat off to the bloke there too. I
You
don't
take
think
your
that.
hat off a lot.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that he had much of a "this is about me" because he didn't want to overshadow Anzac Day. And that, I find that a huge mark of respect. You know, good on him. But yeah, Warriors will not play that badly again. I don't reckon they play
don't
pretty
think so.
shockingly. Hopefully they will this week, but Yeah.
Can't see it.
Me neither. Titans.
Yeah, they had to win sometime.
But, yeah, over
But
there,
who would have
that's
thought
the
it?
hardest road trip of it all,
Yeah.
is the Auckland trip.
Well, they've won 4 of their last 5 against the Warriors.
Over there or?
I don't know.
Not
Probably
sure.
not.
That's a hard road trip.
Oh, of course it is.
And, yeah, across the ditch. Anyway,
One for the bookies, I'd say.
yeah. Moving on, Thursday, 25th of April, the Dragons, did they even turn up? 18 went down to the Roosters, 60 on Anzac Day.
Disappointing.
One thing I will say for the Roosters, their jersey, another 10 out of 10, I hope, for their jersey.
They always have a good one.
Yeah.
The same jersey they had last year, except they added a collar.
No, that was the Roosters one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about them.
No, St
yeah.
George, yeah. St.
What
Roosters.
was that?
St George had the poppies down the V, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was a bit
simple.
different.
It was simple. And,
Yeah, it was just bang. It's simple but eye-catching,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, I take my hat off to all the clubs that actually put an effort into doing a decent jersey. Bang. I think it was great. Yeah, but I'll get to that in a minute.
we won't talk about Penrith.
I'll get to that in a minute,
Oh,
but
don't talk about the Raiders jersey.
but they did it. They put They didn't put a.
Oh, they did, but Manly did that a few years ago. Had that jersey.
But they still did it, you know. And
Yeah.
it's, to me, I'll probably get a bit of backlash here, but we put a lot of effort into the Indigenous one. And rightly so. I'm all for it. I think we should put as much effort into this one. And Penrith were one of the only clubs that did a multicultural jersey.
Yep.
I think all 3 of them jerseys should be on the every year. And people go, oh, no, there's too many jerseys. I'm not forcing you to buy them.
But people do buy them.
That's right.
Yeah.
I would.
Yep.
I love my Anzac jerseys. I wasn't that fond of the Knights this year because I thought it could have been a little bit done better. But, yeah, I'm still glad we did one. Anyway, yeah, Dragons, pretty ordinary. But they did lose a lot of players too during the match.
Yeah.
Even,
Moses Surley, straight up.
straight away.
Yeah, 10 seconds.
Gone.
10 seconds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't much.
But then they're saying, oh, this is why the kickoff should be banned. No. Where Hargraves listed your elbow on that one. So,
Yeah.
even Fanu Brown, he was taken off. Raymond, what's his name, Mariner? Yeah, he was taken off. So they lost a lot of players. So, I mean, you could excuse a little bit because there were so many players down throughout the game, but they were never going to win. Roosters too good, too strong.
So Roosters' tally of 60 points was the most they've scored in a match since 62-4 win over the Tigers in 98.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
I'll ask you this one,
25
but
years.
they win like that, and they've got Spencer to come back.
Mhm.
So they're only going to get better.
Yeah, it's a shame he's not back. Is it this week they play the
Oh,
Broncos?
I think that was all planned.
Oh, it
yeah,
was.
That was planned, so he wouldn't
So
play
it
It
against
sucks
them.
because it would have more people would have tuned in because
100%,
you want to see
yeah.
what's going to happen next.
So this is why I was sad
Probably
about
nothing.
them playing together, him and Hargraves. It's because Spencer and him had that little... But that was taken away because now they're teammates.
Yep.
It's- but one thing I say on there too, and this might offend people too, but I
give
don't...
rats.
No, I don't, because it's my opinion. Everyone's got one. But Spencer tried to apologise when it first happened. And Ezra Mann didn't want a bar of it. Now it's all done, dusted. Spencer's all but served his thing. And it's not heard of much anymore. Ezra Mann's come out and goes, now I'm open for an apology. Well,
No.
no.
No. You
It's-
didn't want
You
one
missed the
before, you don't
That's
get
right.
one later.
And
Missed the boat.
it's... We're trying to move past these negatives of the game, and it's all done and dusted. He served his time. Let's move on.
So there's a man bottled that up all that time.
Yeah.
But now Lanu's going to be labelled a racist for the rest of his...
That's right.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anyone says. Yes, he shouldn't have said it. We know that. He knows that. But it was heat of the moment too. And you have to make sure your own backyard is clean before you say anything
There's
else.
more to the story.
There's more to the story.
It
And
goes back to the grand final.
100% it does. And those who say it didn't happen,
Because
you're kidding
Linear
yourself.
was copping it all grand final,
Yeah.
all these sledges and that.
Yeah.
But Linear says what happens on the field stays on the field. You didn't go on about it, complain or whatever else.
Yep. And because
And then-
he didn't come out, he's a liar.
And then, the week comes, he's going to judiciary. No, man couldn't turn up. He did a written submission, so did two teammates. None of them could come down.
It was all
written submission. Oh, you get 8 weeks, and now he's coming out this week saying, "Oh, I make no apology." Nah,
Yeah.
you didn't want one before, you don't get one.
This
now.
is where we should have more multicultural rounds, where we start educating people on more things, so none of this stuff happens anymore, and get out of the game.
But what's racist and what's not these days?
That's my point. Maybe we need to be more educated what is and what isn't. Oh, I'm not saying, there's no place for it in the game. There's not. There's no place for it in the world. But, I mean, it's happened. Let it go. He served his time. He's, like Kylie said, he's going to be he's going to be banned for the rest of his career. And move on. Stop bringing it up. Make him all do it.
And it's safe to say he's not going to call him any names again.
No, 100% he's not. 100% he's not.
I bet he tackles him harder.
Well,
so.
I'd hate to be tackled by him, eh? Like Spencer. I say he could hit hard. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah. I like my ribs the way they are.
Might missing.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, moving on to another Thursday night game. It was good having the free on the first day of the NZ game.
I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Storm 54 over the Rabbits 20. That was pretty much a walk in the park for the Storm. Train and run.
Yep.
Rabbits were never really in it. I still think there was a few, the Storm had a little bit more in them.
Of course.
Yeah, sort of took their foot off the gas when it was,
Well, Xavier Coates, 3 tries in 23 minutes, and then he
Yeah.
left the field in the 34th. He feels uninjured. Could have scored 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. It's, but you have a look at players, okay? Players that are good in clubs, and then they go to Melbourne, and they become exceptional.
Up a couple of steps on the ladder.
Josh King for the Knights.
Nick Meaney.
Nick Meaney, to say a few. Xavier Coates, good. That much better now down at Melbourne.
And then you look at players when they leave Melbourne.
Tarek Sims went down to Melbourne. He was a dud, but, and then, like you said, even Dale Finucane. Yeah, he's retired now, but he was a gunner.
Yeah.
Then he went to Cronulla. Wasn't such as good player, I don't
He was a
feel.
toiler. But did his job.
But wasn't that Melbourne standout.
No.
So, yeah, there's something in the water down
Nico
there.
Hines.
Yeah, Nico Hines. Good point.
Something that Bellyache gives them.
Even you could say the cheese to a certain extent.
Yep.
Well, Harry Grant went to Tigers for a while. Yeah, he was good.
Yep.
Come back to Melbourne. That much
Brilliant.
better again.
Yep.
Anyway, it's not a lot to say about that game. It's pretty disappointing. The next one goes. You want to do that one?
Yeah, we got ripped off. Sivo buggered
What an
that.
absolute brain fart.
Absolutely wrecked it, mate. I'm standing watching it in bed and I went, you idiot.
They could have won the game, really.
They were still in it,
Yeah.
and then he went off and they just passed the ball out. What gets me, the last 2 weeks Para played, when they scored the tries, they were passing the ball, doing their ad-lib stuff, bang, bang, and scoring. Second half, 1 out. 1 out don't win games. And then Sivo does that and they just, okay, let's just take it to the side. Scored.
So Sivo's tries takes him to 5th on the Parramatta's try scoring list.
Hmm.
And you look at names in front of him: Luke Burt, 124; Jared Hayne, 113; Brett Kenny, 110; and Steve Ella, 94. So it's good company.
Oh, isn't it what?
I bet
Every
you
single
the-
player there. Yeah.
Do I give the score for it? 30-18. Next.
Yeah, it was pretty ordinary. Something's not right there too. Unfortunately, I don't think it's Parramatta's year this year.
Not now.
Anyway,
We would have been in the top 4 or 5.
What's it make it now? 38 years?
The Broncos over
That was a
the
genuine
Tigers.
question. Oh. Sorry, Gary.
You're a bitch.
hey,
Karma will bite me on the ass.
last
Watch.
grand final you were in, who'd you lose to?
Oh, see, I didn't.
No, this is
No idea. Can't remember.
Penrith.
They didn't turn up.
The year,
We did it
your
quite often.
previous grand final, who did you lose to?
Penrith.
Newcastle.
Newcastle. Grand final.
Yeah,
Not the most recent
No,
one.
yeah.
Penrith, then
Yeah.
Newcastle. Just saying. Sorry, guys.
Half time, it was all over.
We're coming back. I don't know when.
That's all right. I'm down there with you, no worry.
Oh,
been a
you're
long
in front
time
of us
between-
now.
Yeah, but it's been a long time between drinks for us.
There's only one winner. Probably be the bloody Broncos.
Oh, I don't think this next one's scoreline really showed the game. I feel it was a lot closer than this scoreline actually showed. The Tigers didn't have a lot of luck go their way. Appy Coruscant's try was a try. They could have changed the whole game, realistically, because the Tigers were still in it around then. But Tigers went down 34-10 to the Broncos at Campbelltown. They got some good players. Things are going to happen for them. Just be patient, Tigers fans. But I reckon it is going to happen. I mean, when you got a player like Appy Coruscant on your team, anything can happen, really.
Big X factor.
Is he the best hooker in the game?
It's up there.
I say yes, personally. If I'm picking a team, out of the whole NRL, you build your team out of every player, he's my 9. Is he the 9 for New South Wales?
Yep.
If he's fit? 100%.
His wife says no.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
just had his third baby girl. Oh no, it was a gender reveal, and he's having a third child on the way.
But no, he is an absolute gun. What he brings to a side is second to none, and he shows that with the Tigers. Broncos are a class in itself, as you said earlier, with Adam Reynolds. But I really like watching Jordan Ricky play. I reckon he's going to be a future captain of the New Zealand All Blacks. Or,
Yep.
he will be, I reckon.
So that was Justin Olam's first loss against the Broncos in 9 appearances. First 8 with the Storm, so yeah.
He's playing some good footy too, I think.
He's good, yeah.
Yeah.
He's solid. I'd hate to tackle him.
Oh, yeah.
He's a monster.
There's a couple
you
of
fall
players-
over before he got to you.
Him and another one I wouldn't like to be tackled by, Antonio Kafusi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd do some damage to you, I reckon.
There's some hard nuts there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's some. You have a look at just about every team's got a hard player on there
yeah.
that can,
Yep.
like even Moses Leota from Penrith. You wouldn't want to get hit by that tank.
No.
Leo Thompson.
You would like to get tackled by him. Two in the tackle with Gamble.
With or without his tutu on.
Let's just pick on me, night, Jason.
I'm not doing it.
Oh yeah. Oh, we'll be over here with Jason.
He's laughing on the inside.
Anyway, yeah. The next one, Cowboys 20 went down to the Penrith Panthers 26. Couple of controversial calls, but Penrith just showed a class team they are, just to grind out a win. Cowboys were close.
I thought they would have beaten by more than that. Personally.
Yeah, they had a few out last week. Moses Leota,
Sorensen. Again.
Chiruva.
Knights can have him now.
No, thanks. Chiruva. Yeah, they had a few out. So, but in saying that, Cowboys are hard to beat up there. On their day, Cowboys can beat anyone up
I
there.
don't know. Knights were like 1 point.
Yeah, but we played good that week.
Are you saying we didn't play good?
No, but it was another close game here. I mean, the Cowboys are an unpredictable side. They're up
Oh,
and down.
very, very unpredictable.
We
They're
had a
rocks and
close
diamonds.
You did.
With them.
So
Beat 'em.
Isaac Yeo was the only Panthers forward to run over 100 metres.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary, first Panther to kick 600 goals.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah. But that shows.
Making records.
Making them, breaking them.
Yeah, that's it. Breaking records.
I'll do my homework.
But it shows that they are really still the side to beat this year. Them
Yep.
and probably the Broncos, I feel.
Yep.
That's going to be the two, I'd say.
Yeah, but don't write off the Storm and maybe even the Warriors.
Dolphins not in there.
I got
Yeah.
Manly as my smoky.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say at the start of the year, I've got them finishing round 5th.
Yeah. If Cherry Evans and co keep firing,
Mhm.
yeah, it's possible.
I mean, the addition of Luke Brooks, honestly,
That's-
at the start of the
yes,
year,
that's brought
I
him
thought
up.
they'd fire.
It was laughable
Oh, no.
last year
Oh, yeah,
at the
yeah.
Tigers, and then he's there,
Yep.
and it's just like...
I knew he'd
switch.
improve.
Yeah, and good on him.
Different team, different environment, different coaching.
It showed the scapegoat he was
Yeah.
at the other club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Panthers, too good, too strong. They had an Anzac jersey, had a little poppy on it.
It wasn't an Anzac jersey. It was a poppy.
It had a poppy
One
on it.
little poppy.
So that's still, it mightn't have been as good as the others, but it was still. But in their defence, they were the only club that done the multicultural round.
Poppies are supposed to be for Remembrance Day.
Remembrance Day, yeah.
But it's still,
Yeah, it's,
incorporated.
yeah.
To,
yeah.
Why don't they put it out to the communities? Do a front and back of a jersey, what you think would be good or appropriate for a team or teams,
100%.
and free tickets, family or friends or something.
I'd be happy to do it just for nothing, for free. Like,
Yeah,
if they got, I like playing around doing, I'm by far from good, like, that kind of quality, because I don't have that technology and computer either, but I enjoy doing it for fun, so I'd be honoured to have my own on a jersey, that'd be enough in itself.
Canberra used to do that
send them in.
some years ago. They did their own round for autism because Ricky Stewart has a big influence down there. I think he's built a complex down there for
his daughter
kids with
or son, was
autism.
it?
He's got a daughter with autism, and they put it out to design a jersey, and kids are doing all this and that, and they did that 2 or 3 years running. Yeah,
It's a good concept.
it's a great concept.
Who
Gets the
designed-
community involved.
Who designed the Tigers Anzac jersey? Like, I think it was 2 years ago when they used American.
They used a stock photo. Yeah, it was like an American soldier.
But you Google images like that and it comes up straight away. So someone obviously had no idea.
Yeah,
But yeah. Dolphins, 14. Knights, 18. Oh, yeah.
Didn't pick that one.
No,
I did.
you
Yeah,
pick the Knights
You go
every
Knights
week.
all the time.
Yeah.
Still picked it.
True.
Um,
I'll say that when Para win. They win.
I think everyone wrote us off, especially with Ponga gone. But as I said last week, this could, really go in our favour. And it will show this week how good it has gone in our favour. It could await the halves and even our forwards to.
Yep. Pick the game up a bit more.
But while we're talking about forwards too, Jack Everington come out this week and, owned what he did, and he said he shouldn't have done what he did, but he hates the little pest in Reed Marnie. He's nothing but a chihuahua, and and I think they made a scapegoat out of him, really, because he said even if I was mucking around, I still got,
Yep.
there's nothing in it. A fine, that was
Nothing
it,
in
move on.
nothing in it.
But good on you, Jack. Keep it up, mate.
Newcastle, I think, like possession wins games, and they completed all 22 of their sets in the first half and
Yeah.
finished the game with 88% completion.
Oh,
I mean,
that's unheard of.
You're going to
for
win
Knights.
games with that.
100%. Like the first half was 100% completion rate.
Yep.
It was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, you win games with it.
Yeah.
So I was very happy with that and happy for young Armstrong, obviously. But yeah.
Jacob Saividi got injured.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I haven't really. We'll have to have a look
I
at that.
heard there's a couple injured.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
couple.
Cartwright, but
Yeah, no, I think he's all right. And so's Marju. They're all fine. Come through all right. But,
was Marju named this week?
yes.
Nice.
Greggy, he's a big. It showed as soon as he went off last week, we fell apart a bit on that side.
I reckon he did that doing that flip when he was dancing.
Oh, did you see that? You didn't see it, did you? Well, the Knights boys were doing Fox Sports and they were singing. What's the song?
Backstreet Boys.
Tell me why.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's enough.
Keep going.
Anyway, and then they got him dancing. Marjorie's doing like rap,
Breakdancing.
break dancing, and all of a sudden he goes, woof, backflip.
That's how he's hurt his ankle.
And,
Whatever he
it was
had.
awesome. I'll show you later. Not the backflip, but,
You going?
yeah. Maybe we should do our own
Yep.
Backstreet Boys.
From the back.
Cherry Evans good at backflip.
I
Oh,
was hoping Fish would be
right.
too.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I think Fish is a man of his word, and
Yeah, cooling off expired.
yeah, Fish is all but gone. But as sad as it is, like,
Still
honestly, that last home game at Penrith
Still
will be
Parramatta on the brain.
will be pretty
Yeah.
sad. But also, it's sad, but I'm glad for the bloke in a way, because he needs to go home.
Yep.
And he's been out here since he was 17. Is that right?
Something like
Yeah,
that.
16, 17, yeah.
Yeah, so, hence why, and hats off to Penrith for not standing in his way and saying, we love you, mate,
Stay
and out of
here.
respect, we're letting you go.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
his heart just wouldn't be in it.
no. Well, he always
I reckon it would be.
he's always going to be a
He's
pamper.
he's professional. He's golden boot winner.
You don't win that for no reason.
Don't win that for no reason.
But he's got a panther tattooed on his chest.
Yeah.
Now, he's playing for the Warriors. Yes, he'll give 100% for the Warriors. But there's always going to be a piece of him that he's always going to be a pamper. You know, that's like Sione Matautia. Gone. The Knights got rid of him. He might be playing for another team in England.
Yeah.
But under that jersey is red and blue. You know, like there's certain players and clubs that...
Adam Reynolds.
Yeah.
Greg Inglis.
Yeah. Yeah,
Got the
good
tattoos for the previous winners.
on.
Go to play for another club.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, moving on, the Raiders 0.
That's it for this segment.
Sharks 40. Unfortunately, I thought the Raiders would really took it to them. I honestly thought they would have, and they didn't. They really didn't show up.
They didn't show up. They did the Anzac jersey great disservice.
I was
As poor as it
disappointed.
was, I didn't like their jersey.
Yeah, but at least they did something. So
Well, they did
yeah.
something, yeah, but
But honestly, I thought the Raiders were going to, if not do them, come close to it and be a tight game.
but being held to 0 on your home grounds, not great.
And Ricky Stewart's
500th game coach.
Yeah, top game, 500 coach. Here's a duck egg for
Yeah,
you.
that's it.
You'll remember that one.
Sharks' first win in Canberra since 2018.
Being a Canberra fan, I want you to do some homework for me.
Yeah,
Why do they not sell the green milk anymore?
don't know. I'll look into that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want some green milk.
you want some? You think they bring it up here?
Yeah, we'll see if we can get some
We'll
green
put
milk.
on the show.
Yeah,
We'll give it a plug.
have you tasted it?
Yeah, it's good.
Mint, like
Lime.
lime.
Yeah,
Oh, stop it! In Queensland, we had some lime milk, didn't we? It was actually beautiful.
yeah.
I
No, it's
prefer
good.
spearmint, but lime will go good.
Yeah,
no, it's
next
good.
best thing. Yeah.
I got here. The Sharks have scored 152 points in their last 4 games. They're not on top for
And-
no reason.
Yeah.
Nico Hines probably scored 18 out of them points out of them 3 rings. Just saying. Anyway, yeah, that was the week that was.
It was.
And the Dogs had a good win on the bye.
Just.
Parramatta's turn.
They almost got
No,
run
they'll
out.
lose.
I'm worried about the second half of the bye. We had to sleep on the second half.
Anyway, guys, we'll take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's time for a bit of humour tonight and crazy ladies jokes of the week.
Two long ones. It was entertainment night at the senior centre. Claude the hypnotist exclaimed, "I'm here to put you into a trance. I intend to hypnotise each and every member of the audience." The excitement was almost electric as Claude withdrew a beautiful antique pocket watch from his coat. "I want you each to keep your eye on this antique watch. It's a very special watch. It's been in my family for 6 generations." He began to swing the watch gently back and forth while quietly chanting, "Watch the watch, watch the watch, watch the watch." The crowd became mesmerised as they watched it sway back and forth, light gleaming off its polished surface. Hundreds of pairs of eyes followed the swaying watch until suddenly it slipped from the hypnotist's fingers and fell to the floor, breaking into 100 pieces. "Shit!" exclaimed the hypnotist. "It took 3 days to clean up the senior centre."
As soon as you said shit, I knew what the end result was.
Senior centre. So.
Yeah. He's just come from there.
That'll be me in a couple of years.
It's all right, we'll get you out.
Thanks, mate.
There you are,
Every
buddy.
Tuesday night.
Got you back.
Thanks, mate.
After getting all of the Pope's luggage loaded into the limo, and he doesn't travel light, the chauffeur notices that the Pope is still standing on the curb. "Excuse me, Your Holiness," says the chauffeur. "Would you please take your seat so we can leave?" "Well, to tell you the truth," says the Pope, "they never let me drive at the Vatican, and I'd really like to drive today." "I'm sorry, but I cannot let you do that. I'd lose my job. And what if something should happen?" protests the chauffeur. "There might be something extra in it for you," says the Pope. Reluctantly, the chauffeur gets in the back as the Pope climbs in behind the wheel. The driver quickly regrets his decision when, after exiting the airport, the pontiff floors it, accelerating the limo to 105 kilometres an hour. Please slow down, Your Holiness, pleads the worried chauffeur, but the Pope keeps the pedal to the metal until they hear sirens. Oh dear God, I'm going to lose my licence, moans the chauffeur. The Pope pulls over and rolls down the window as the cop approaches, but the cop takes one look at him and goes back to his motorcycle and gets on the radio. I need to talk to the chief, he says to the dispatcher. The chief gets on the radio and the cop tells him that he's stopped a limo going 105. So bust him, says the chief. I don't think we want to do that. He's really important, said the cop. The chief exclaimed, all the more reason. No, I meant really important, said the cop. The chief then asked, who you got there, the mayor? Bigger. Governor? The chief asked. Bigger. Well, the chief said. Who is it? I think it's God, the cop exclaimed. What makes you think that? Well, for one thing, he's got the Pope as a chauffeur.
I used to tell it years ago, that one.
Oh, did you? That's why you didn't laugh.
I could tell that Gazza knew that one straight away. Yeah,
it's a
there's some
good
long ones. There's some good ones.
Too
good
long.
one.
No, they're
Too
good,
long.
but I might have to bring a couple in next week. Yeah, no.
A couple of, well, were they Johnny's or Tommy's? Or
No, mum or dad
Yeah,
jokes.
Johnny's been done.
We've got some more Johnny's around, surely.
No, they're good. I like it.
Send a couple in for us.
So that's you for this week?
Mhm.
Who the Panthers got this week?
They've got the Rabbitohs Thursday night.
I think I'll back the Rabbitohs in that one.
Nah.
Not.
You never know.
No.
Penrith?
By
No, I don't think so.
No, it's
A call?
the Core Stadium.
Yeah.
Penrith, by how
Yeah,
many?
I'll take Penrith anyway. Moses Leota's back. Sanu,
Sania.
Sania Taruba's back.
Still no Latrell till next week. Not that
No.
he does much.
Yeah.
And sacking of the South coach. It could
Yeah,
go one of two
Dimitri's
ways.
gone.
Dimitri. I feel sorry for him. There's only so much he could do. It's up to the players on the park then. I think he's sort of got a bit of the rough end of the stick.
It's another case of when Bennett leaves, the club goes,
Is Bennett coming back?
oh, they're talking about it. I don't-
They've got to have someone up their mind to sack him.
Yeah. Well, I think David Furner's the assistant coach, so he'll take over till the end of the year.
Remember Danny Badderas took over from the Knights mid-year? And I think we won every single game once he took over or something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, we went really well anyway. So Bedsy only coached for 9 games or something like that. But, yeah, that's all his coach agreed down. But tell you what, he had a pretty good success.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, thanks again. Thanks, Eric. And as always, and we'll catch you next week. Until next week, it's bye from the Panthers. We'll take another short break. Be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back, and it's that time of night again. It's time for Talking Schmid. And caller number 1, who we got there?
We got Matty from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, as known as the Penrith Panthers supporter.
Hey, buddy, how are you, champion?
Yeah, not too bad.
Mate, must apologise the last time we spoke to you. I accidentally hung up on you, so
That's all good.
And we do apologise too if it's a bit hard to hear us. It is absolutely flogging down here in the studios of the Nighttime Podcast. So we're doing our best to soldier on through this weather, but bear with us.
Yeah, not a problem. I can hear you pretty clearly.
Oh, good stuff, mate. So what's your question for us, champion?
All right. Question is, should Dylan Edwards be the fullback for the New South Wales Blues of State of Origin this year, replacing James Tedesco? What do you think, Rob?
Well, mate, first up, I forgot to tell you who we got on the crew tonight. Obviously, you know you've been watching, but we got Garfield, our special guest, on the crew tonight. He's been coming in to see how we do things. We've got Gaz, and we got Jason and myself, obviously. So I'm a big Dylan Edwards fan. I like the way he plays the game. Never misses a beat. I'm a huge Edwards fan, and for me, I would have him in there, but I'll let the rest of the crew have a chat on this one.
Huge fan of Dylan Edwards, and he's done the hard work to get there. He won't be picked, though.
I don't think so, but he should be.
He should be,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
Tedesco, while he's captain of the Blues, will always be the first pick.
I
Not
understand.
rightly or wrongly, will always be the first pick.
You're dead right, and I don't agree with that. But I think this, if you're playing well, yeah, you should take the captaincy role again. But if you're not playing well, why should you be picked in the first place, let alone a captain?
Yeah.
I know that, you've done it before, So what? I won Lotto before. Doesn't mean I'm going to win it again.
Exactly.
I think in previous years, Tedesco's been playing in a Roosters side that's been quality and done well. They're not travelling that well this year, which may reflect on him as not having an impact.
Okay, maybe.
Whereas Dylan Edwards is in a class side, so he's getting, people saying, yeah, he should be fullback. He should be.
Well, Tedesco's coming towards his end of his career, would
Yeah.
you agree?
Yep.
Yep.
His representative career anyway. All right, so who's the next New South Wales captain?
It should be Nathan Cleary or Isaiah Yo. One of them two.
Yo for me. Takes the pressure off Cleary
Yeah.
to play his game.
Yeah, that's a good one. Good opinion.
I like it. I agree with it, but I don't think it will.
Mm.
I think it will go to Cleary, and they're looking at a future for a long-term thing. But Isaiah, mate, probably the best lock in the game, or one of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never let you down. Like a modern-day Billy Peden.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a toiler.
or even the fella that used to play for the Raiders there, Josh Miller. I rated him.
Yeah.
He always gave... Oh, he was a hard hitter, too.
Hard hitter. Very
Yeah.
hard. He's their, I think he's
Strength
down there as
or
their strength conditioner or defence coach.
I didn't realise it was him at first.
Yeah.
Sorry, covered in tats.
Covered in tax.
And, then I might say, it is too.
Hmm.
Yeah, mate. So I'm going along the lines of Dylan Edwards. For me, I'd love to see the bloke get picked, and especially if you got Cleary at 7, even Crichton at 3 or 4, wherever they play him in the centres. Tull on the wing.
It's a Penrith side.
There's a connection there for all them. Even though Crichton's not with the Panthers this year, but he still knows.
What the
Crichton, right, nothing else.
game is.
And even Happy Coruscant.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So, huge Dylan Edwards fan, and I'd like to see him there, mate.
He's been running a lot of meters and a lot of try savers.
When doesn't he is the question. When doesn't he run a lot of meters? Mate, you get your likes of your Ponga, that's more of a flamboyant, flashy kind of fullback, where Dylan Edwards just does what you need to every week and does the hard yards. Anyone else want to add to that?
He's very elusive. Very elusive.
And also, for example, we're in the New South Wales side again. Cleary's your goal kicker, obviously. Cleary goes off hurt or whatever. Dylan Edwards has shown he's a capable goal kicker.
Crichton.
But you got Crichton as well, so...
Got the bases covered.
Really, Crichton, is there anything that bloke can't do?
Lose.
Well, to me, he's probably the biggest loss in Penrith.
He was.
Yeah. Well, him and Fish are going to be a tie for the biggest loss out of Penrith.
Yeah.
Penrith have lost some quality players, but what Crichton does is just second to none. And hence why he's the captain now of the Dogs. But, mate, hopefully that answers your question for you. And you're in the draw for $150 cash or a $250 tattoo vouchers, thanks to Sayers Inc. in the Nighttime Podcast.
Sweet as.
If you win, come down and get the tattoo and we'll video it, put it on the show.
I need to get someone booked me a ticket there to Newcastle or Sydney. I'll go there.
Mate, you'll have to come down and go on our bus trip down to Penrith. We've got our annual Penrith bus trip down there to watch the Knights and Penrith go at it. So it's a good trip, that one, that's for sure. One of us comes home unhappy, either me or Kylie. Usually it's me, but yeah, that's where the Krispy Kreme donuts come in handy anyway.
A great day out.
Anyway, champion, enjoy the rest of the show, and it's good to hear from you again, mate.
I'll keep listening.
Thanks, champion. All right, guys, time for caller number 2. Who we got there?
Oh, it's Phil.
G'day, Phil. How are you, champion?
Yeah, good, thanks. Just
wanted to ask a question tonight, if it's possible.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Fire away.
Go for it.
Yeah. I just wanted to see what you thought of the teams. There's about 3 or 4 teams keep changing their colours. There's like 3 teams with blue and yellow, and there's other teams that have the same colours, like the Knights and South Sydney are usually pretty well the same. But the AFL, I think they're a long way in front of the NRL, because you only have to look at a team and you'll know who it is. They have their own definite colours of their playing strip. And I think that we need to do that, because it's not real fair to the fans, because they come along. I noticed this year there was one team that's changed their colours about 3 times in 3 games. And I did not know who it was playing when I seen them playing. I think it was Cowboys. I think they were blue and white, looked like Canterbury. But anyway, I just think that do you think the NRL should take responsibility for giving the colours to what each club should be wearing, because that way the fans, I feel sorry for the young fans, and that they never know what colour to wear to a game, because I've seen quite a few games this year, and there's no recognised fans in the crowd, because they've got nothing the same colour as the team that's actually playing, except the Knights.
Sorry.
The Knights and St George and Rabbitohs, Melbourne, they seem to be okay, but there is about 3 or 4 teams that when their fans turn up, they don't know what colour to wear to the game. And not only that, but a while back there we had some problems in some game where they couldn't recognise who the fans were that were throwing bottles and creating trouble. Whereas if everyone had, the fans would wear the colours of the teams, they'd know straight away who the fans were by the colours they're wearing. Like when you go to the AFL games, in Victoria and that, it's just easy to identify the fans. Yeah. When they have any problems, they can say, it was Collingwood supporters that was throwing the cans today, or it was,
it makes it hard, because realistically, if you go back on that, the Knights probably shouldn't be red and blue, because the Roosters were red, blue and white.
What he said about spectators throwing things, I think there was a game a couple of years ago where people went to the game in the opposition jerseys and started tossing things. So that club was getting in trouble for it.
Yeah.
But in regards to the colours of the jerseys, I think every team's had a home and an away jersey for a long time, and some people prefer the away jersey. But I can understand what he's saying with, especially the Anzac round.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Souths.
Well, that's
at
right.
First glance.
It's a Bulldogs.
Right? It's a Bulldogs or even a Melbourne away jersey.
Or even it could pass to the Cowboys.
Yeah. But I get his point. I think it was a few years ago the Warriors had about 6 different jerseys. But as far as colours, yeah, I get what he's saying, but there is a clash, okay?
Yeah, there is.
Roosters and Knights. There's going to be a clash. Someone's got to wear an away jersey.
Well, that's where I probably look at it too, and say instead of a white away jersey for the Knights, we just reverse the jersey like the Knights. So where it's more prominent of the blue, the away jersey should be red.
They have done that.
Yeah, and that's where it should go back to, where, you just got, for example, I'll use the Knights, where it's red, it's blue, and where it's blue, it's red. Just reverse.
Yeah.
So you pretty much, you can't mistake
who it is.
That club.
Parramatta was the same.
Yeah.
It's blue and yellow, and they changed it to yellow and blue.
Yeah. So to me, and I think that's how it should be. And I'm not a fan of the white. I hate white. I'd love to see a black version of our jersey for an away one, but it will never happen.
Yeah.
But it'll be good. But, mate, yeah, good. I like your point. I see what you're talking about there too. And,
I have spoke to the NRL about it. and they said, "Oh, it's not up to us; it's up to the clubs." But I think it should be like the AFL, where they are directed by the AFL what colours they can't wear. They've got to stick to the colours, and I think. But as you say, there's three teams that have got blue and yellow. There's the Titans, there's North Queensland, and
The Eels,
I can't think.
The Eels, but it should have been when the
Eels,
Titans,
yeah.
when the Titans come back into the competition, they should have had the Chargers colours from years ago.
Okay, so
Yeah.
do the Knights come back as
Yeah, I know it's
I know what
not a big thing, but
I
yet
don't like them
I
colours,
just think for the fans
yeah.
out there that like to wear the colours, I think it'd make it so much better if everyone knew what colours, that they were going to be wearing to follow their team with, and also for safety reasons as well.
Yeah,
if you're
mate,
looking for anyone,
It's a good argument you got there. You could go on them for that for hours.
I don't think the NRL.
Yeah.
I don't think the NRL is not to blame because it has to go through them
End of
for
the day, they got
approval.
the final say.
Well, they need to approve the jersey.
100%. So, mate, you're in the draw for the Say Zinc Tattoo voucher or the $150 cash there. So stay tuned. You could be into the draw for that. At the end of the
okay.
year.
Thanks, boys. Yeah.
Pleasure, mate, and hope you enjoy the show and keep watching.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, really enjoy it. Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
Pleasure, mate.
Good show.
It's
Yeah, thank you.
too easy, champion. Have a good one.
Yeah, same to you guys. Bye.
Catch
Bye.
you.
All right, guys, time for caller number 3. Who we got there?
I've just taken a break from the oven. I've been putting some souffles up.
This is Simon. How are
G'day,
you,
Simon. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Sorry, I was just talking to Terence, and I forgot I was on the phone.
Oh, yeah, mate. We got Jason on tonight, Gary, and we've got a special guest, Garfield, on tonight.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Oh, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Mate,
Wonderful.
what's your question this week? Did you like the Sailors outfit last week?
Well, I did like the Sailors outfit, but what a poor performance.
Yes, it was pretty poor, wasn't it? Yeah.
And I believe a certain coach has just got the sack.
Yes, he did. Yeah, Jason Demetria. Yeah, poor bugger. Feel sorry for him, but
Yeah, Chris has got the sack a few times, hasn't he?
Yes, I think he has.
yeah. Well,
Just keep showing
He's blowing your kisses here too, Simon.
Oh, Chris, I love you. How are you, mate? Good, thank you. That's good.
anyway, what's your question for us there, mate?
I just wanted to know how you felt the team performed on the weekend. They looked like a much better effort all around, and I'm sure you got very excited. Then did you blow out the front of your tweeds when Gamble scored?
Let me guess, the Tyson Gamble try?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was good to see him back to form. Yeah, I think we've done pretty well, and we'll stick with the halves this week and going forward. I think he's probably proven his spot, and we stick with the Gamble combination with Hastings.
And do you think Bradman Beast?
Best.
Beast. Do you think he did such a good job on the weekend too? I think he was an unsung hero.
No, I don't think he played too badly. You see, Marju went off too towards the end, so that's where they scored down there. But, I mean, there's no winger there. They're going to run riot down there. Yeah. Marju offers so much. And yeah.
I was just so impressed with the work rate. I mean, I know he missed a tackle or two, but my goodness, he tried his guts out, didn't he?
Yeah, I like Brad. Bradman's good. Bradman's a good signing for us. And,
Good value.
Santa for New South Wales?
Big call.
And,
Part of the
Gary,
extended squad.
Yes.
Well, because, I mean,
Gary?
sorry.
that's okay. You talk first.
Because, I mean, he was,
I'm used to it.
if we're talking about incumbents, he was the last year. So,
Yep.
Crichton, I wouldn't mind seeing Crichton best
Yeah.
centres.
Yeah.
Not saying he will, but it'll be nice.
Gary, what happened to your worms?
They're eels, not worms.
Riverworms.
I haven't
Yeah,
got
no.
worms. Oh, you're
What-
talking
what-
about the eels?
Not this week.
Well, I know don't talk about your worm, Gary. I mean your team. What happened to them?
Well, they're doing this new course. It's called Play 40 Minutes and go for a sleep for the second 40.
Ah, very good. That seems to be working out wonderfully for you.
Yeah, it works wonders. They lead at half time and then go to sleep and let the other team run right over them. It's not good for the fans.
And we got Garfield on here, but Garfield's a Dogs fan.
Oh, I don't want to talk about those people.
You still heard about last week?
Yeah, I was. Mate,
Bit of a sore subject, but
so how's Terence?
oh, Terence is fine. He's come out as a homeopath. He's doing alternative medicines or something. I think that's what he said. So.
Okay, fair enough.
But he's doing well. He's always dipping his wick into things just to see how it goes for him. He's a very hard man to keep down, but it can be kind of fun too.
Anyway, on that note, we might,
Tell him we said good day anyway.
You're in the draw for the Sayers Inc. tattoo voucher with $150 cash, thanks to Nighttime Podcast.
Always happy to be in your drawers, Big Venus.
No worries. Thanks, champion, and hopefully we'll hear. No doubt, we'll probably hear from you in the next few weeks. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm sure you will. It's always lovely to talk with you. And how's the beautiful crazy lady?
Oh, mate, she lives with me. How you know?
That's why she's crazy.
She can't be doing it good.
Not
She
good
needs
at
some
all.
help.
She's doing good. I look after her, and well, I try to. Anyway,
I'm sure you do. But no, please send her our love too. And Terence and Simon say hello.
no.
And I hope you haven't scared Garfield off too much. And look, I was really encouraged on the weekend, and I thought I'd just love to share that with you.
You can share anything with us, Simon.
Or most things.
I'm going to hold you to that, Gary.
Okay. Keep the photos.
Well, you'll get the special ones. Ta-ta, team.
Bye.
Simon. Have a
Thanks,
good one.
mate.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was talking Schmid for this week, and who are we going to give the voucher to? We're only going to have 3 this week because the other one was too long. So
I didn't mind Manny.
Manny,
Yeah.
Manny or Terrence or Simon. Manny or Simon.
Manny.
Manny wins the fruit of the draw for the Sayers Inc. tattoo voucher. All the cash. Thanks to the Nighttime Podcast. So we'll take another short break and be back shortly. All right, guys, welcome back. Time to get into this week's rounds in Teamless Tuesday. So we'll do this week's rounds first, and we'll start off this week with Thursday night game, 7:50. The Rabbits take on the reigning premiers, the Penrith Panthers.
At a core stadium.
Yeah, I guess some teams do fire up when they've just had their coach sacked, but I still can't see this being enough to rattle the informed Panthers, really. And on paper, you look at them, Panthers are a pretty good side with Taruva back, Moses Leota's back. Liam Martin's been named, but I think he's actually been dropped, I heard earlier tonight. Injury, so that'll be interesting to see if he does play or not.
Alamotti's been dropped.
Alamotti, yeah.
Yep.
So I feel sorry, man. I thought he played really well.
Yep.
So if Liam Martin's dropped, injured for injury, I dare say Lindsay Smith would probably come into the team. So if that's the case, I would hope that he probably won't, but I would have loved to have seen Alamotti brought in because realistically he could play second row.
Yep.
Big enough boy. So
Anything could happen before Thursday?
but I'm obviously Milne is out for a suspension for the Roosters.
I can't see him playing again.
He's a bit of a
So who you going for?
I know where my bread's buttered, so I'm going the Panthers. Garfield.
Pretty obvious, isn't it? Panthers.
Panthers.
I reckon by about 18 to 22.
Yeah, I reckon it's, to be honest, what did they go down last week by? About 30 odd.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be
They're
at
not
least.
playing good footy.
Yeah, I reckon 30 to 40 odd again.
And as you said, when the coach gets sacked, generally they lift
Yeah.
and play a bit better. Most teams win. I can't see it happening with South, though.
30 plus.
I'll give them 20 plus.
Yeah, 20 plus. Anyway, moving on to the
Moving
next
on.
one. Unfortunately, there's not much you can say about that one, but the Sea Eagles and the Raiders. Friday night footy.
6 o'clock.
At 4 Pines Park, or as we like to call it, Pothole End.
Pothole End, yep.
It will always be Pothole End to us. Will the Raiders bounce back to some better form? Or is it a case of missing halfback, missing...
Yeah, look, they can't recover from losing Fogarty. Now that Cherry Evans has had his charge downgraded, he's playing, so... Yeah, him and Brooks... Could run roughshed. I hope not, but you know.
I hope it's a tighter game than a runaway.
Is there someone else that could probably step up in the 7 position? There doesn't seem to be that they've got that option.
Oh, look, they signed KO Weeks, I think, from Manly. From all reports, he's a gun in the lower grades.
Felony.
So you know,
Yeah, fair enough. I'll
Give him a
give the bloke a chance.
yep.
Um,
Papawati at fullback.
yeah. He come back after a accident in the kitchen.
Yep.
Exploded all over him. So Paul Wade, good to see he's back. And a good friend of the show's son, John Hopawade. So yeah, good to see him back. Shout out to you, Hopper. Yeah, I'll take the Eels, but I think the Raiders will put on a better performance than last week.
They got to. They got to. I think Ricky's put a rocket up them. So
Well, I mean, you look on paper, they've got there's some decent players.
Yeah.
Hopawade, Savage, Sebastian Chris, Cotry,
Tomoko.
Ethan Strange,
Tomoko's been playing great football this year.
Papalini, or whatever you want to, how you pronounce his name this week.
Tarpany,
Danny Levi.
Hudson Young.
There's some good players there. Even Tom Starling on the bench.
Yep.
Like, they got some good names there. It's just not working for them. So.
No. I think as soon as they lost Fogarty, they've lost their way.
So
They've
who you
got
going
to
for?
try and pick that up.
What about even Simi Sasagi? I'm like, he's 18th man, but I can't go past the bin chickens. I'm gonna have to go the Seagulls, but yeah, I can't.
They're definitely the favourites, but
Yeah,
I'd like to see the Raiders get up.
I honestly
Thank you.
can't.
Thank you.
Oh, by all means, I'd love to see the Raiders get up. I just can't on last week's and the way the Eagles have been playing.
Well,
I just hope it's a better performance for the Raiders fans.
the Eagles had an easy run in the second half.
Yeah.
So, take it out, if Parramatta would have stood up like they did in the first half, I'm tossing up. I'd like to see the Raiders. I'm going to go the Raiders. Turbo is the one that's going to open it up if they win.
You're going with the Raiders? I would say this because Corey's not here. Are you smoking crack?
No, I'm selling it. No, I'm not joking.
Nah.
Buy some.
I'd like to see the Raiders get up.
It's going to be a hard. I'm hoping it's going to be a hard game, not a run over. But like you're saying, that
If it's going to keep raining like this, I don't think Canberra's got a chance at all.
they don't.
No, I don't think so. Their forwards are just going to...
They're not mud runners.
No.
God, you're making it hard for me now. I'm trying to, take you back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still take the Eagles. Go the Eagles.
Hart says Raiders.
I hope you're right. I really do. I think the Raiders supporters
I'm
deserve
going
more than what
We
they
deserve better than what they dished out last week for Anzac round.
I tell you what, this game is arguably probably the match of the round. All close to it. The
Close
Roosters
to it,
versus the
yeah.
Broncos. Yeah, I'll have to tip the Broncos only because it's up there. But I mean, how good would it have been to see Ezra Roman and Spencer play together?
We'll have to do that in the finals.
They got a good side,
The Bronx.
Bronx.
I mean, so is the Roosters. The Roosters have got fair side too. I mean,
Sam Walker had a brilliant game last
He
week.
had a great game.
I'll tell you who I'm real excited about to coming back and playing some good football. Is a good friend of ours, we've met through the show. It's Connor Watson.
Yep.
Absolute
He's been playing good.
legend of a guy. So good on you, Connor. Yeah, I just think, to be honest, in the inclusion back of Payne Huss, and who's that man giant they got now? What's his name?
Ugh.
Is it Xavier Wilson? Is that him?
Yeah, he's in 15, yeah.
Yeah, and even Fletcher Baker from Musselburgh. Fletcher
Is he?
Baker.
Okay.
They're playing some good footy. 18th man is an interesting one for me.
Corey Oates.
I don't know why he's been dropped, to be honest. I thought he's been playing some good footy.
Yeah. Yep.
I was listening to the Wireless there the other day, and they said Tristan Saylor, if Adam Reynolds wasn't
He's back there at 21.
21.
He's showing your age by saying the wireless.
As long as he doesn't say he had his training out yesterday.
Yeah.
You leave her alone.
I was going to say you and Garfield got something in common.
So Garfield, who are you going for?
Definitely the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos here.
Yeah. Broncos at home.
Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, you look at the Roosters will give them a fair crack,
Yeah,
but I think
it'll be a tight game.
the Broncos will be too strong in the
Roosters have
end.
been playing good football, but not as good as they have for the last few years.
No.
I like what.
The interesting one is Victor Radley at 22.
Okay.
That's the one I've find.
Well, he can't get binned in 22.
Yeah, true.
They might.
I'll try it. Here's one for Garfield here on Saturday, 3 p.m. The West Tigers up against the Doggies.
Who
And
I'm going to be picking?
it's a no-brainer, this one. You know what I like? The inclusion of, and I think it should have been happening a long time ago, but now it finally has, is number 13.
Kurt Mann.
Kurt Mann. Huge Kurt Mann fan.
Good friend of
Have
the
been
show.
for years, yeah.
Good friend of the show.
I just think what he brings to a team is uncanny, and why Newcastle ever got rid of him is beyond me.
Yeah.
We've let go quite a few players, and to me, that has to be one of the most stupidest ones we got rid of as well, because you look at it, okay, yeah, we've got the young fella playing fullback now that is going well,
Yep.
but if we didn't have him, who do we throw in fullback?
Yeah.
But if we had Kurt Mann, bang, straight away,
Mr. Fix-It.
Mr. Fix-It. Mr. Fix-It for 1 to 13, really.
Yep.
And it shows his value at the Doggies at the moment.
Yep.
So
So I always picture him in a red and blue, you know, like.
But, oh, mate, he's got a gun, Simon.
Yeah, he is.
And to
yeah,
be
he is.
honest,
But
realistically, I can see the Dogs winning the comp within the next 5 years. I really can. And I hope
we've been
Kurt's,
playing, and yeah, we've got a really good side.
I hope Kurt's still there for that. I really do.
How old is he?
I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he's getting old. He's only got a few years left. And I said, mate, you're only a pup. But no, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
But he's not.
He's one of those players you think has just been around forever.
Yeah, he's started off at Newcastle, lower grades, St George, Melbourne, then back to the Knights.
Yeah,
I think.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, gun player. I think you'll find, especially he's going to help out Drew Hutchinson and Matt Burton, being the extra ball playing lock. So to me, Drew Hutchinson is probably the lock. Should went to lock or second row, and Toby Sexton in at 7. That's my opinion.
Toby Sexton's in the 21.
Or even Blake Taff. He can play in the halves, can't he?
Yeah.
So, to me, Drew Hutchinson's doing an okay job, but he's not a halfback. He's,
You know what I can't wait to see? Steve Crichton and Justin Olam.
Yes.
Hey?
Will they be on the same side of the field? Are both
No,
on the
they
left or
won't.
right? No, I don't think they are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be Naden and...
It'd be Naden.
Naden Crichton. Or Cherry and Olam. I think.
Yeah.
But in saying that too, just because they're named there doesn't mean they can't change them.
No.
No.
So,
Who are you going for?
I'll take the Dogs because they've had a week off and their form's been pretty good. And the inclusion, to be honest, not just saying it because he's a favourite and a good friend of ours, but what Kurt Mann will bring to that side will just take the Dogs that step further again.
And stability.
Yes. Well, you seen what he did when he come on.
Yep.
And the dogs just went from, we're beating you to, we're now kicking your butt. He
Yeah.
just pushed that little bit more.
And structure.
100%. So I will take the dogs, but if Abby Coruscant is 100% fit and Aiden Caesar's playing good and the Tigers are firing like they can, it won't be one-way traffic. They'll give the dogs a fair run, but the dogs will be too strong. Obviously, you're taking the dogs, mate.
Of course.
Gaz,
Dogs.
Jace?
Yeah. Dogs.
Josh had a car for 2 tries.
Yeah. I'm going to put Kurt Mann over, I reckon. I reckon he'll get over. He'll have a point to prove. Next one, Titans in the Storm. This is going to be a cricket score, I think.
Yep.
Titans, hot and cold. So they were good last week, so it's a cold one this week. And I think Storm will put 30 odd on them.
Yep.
A couple of games before they beat the Warriors, they went down close scores to Canberra and Manly. I mean, the win was coming. I didn't think it'd be in New Zealand, but
I just don't get this. This is back and forth, back and forth. Christian Walsh is now forward in the starting forward, and Nelson Safa Solomona is back to the bench.
They bring him out when the forwards and they get tired.
Yeah, but last week he started, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like Big Nelson, to be honest. I think he's when they were saying that he's on the outer at the Storm, I thought, well, I wouldn't worry, mate. There'll be about 16 other clubs lined up for your signature.
I'd take him at the Raiders.
100%.
He'd look good in green.
He look good in red and blue, eh?
Better in green.
I reckon blue and yellow look really good.
Hey, you know where I reckon he would shine, to be honest? And they've probably got the money to get him.
Linesman.
Penrith.
Where?
Next year.
Who?
Penrith.
Come on, they're good enough side now.
No, but you know what I mean? To fill that spot from Fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wouldn't be a bad one to go after, would he?
I don't say it too loud on the mic.
I'll tell you another one that is a bit of a smoky that people haven't thought about either, and actually played in Penrith for just short of 12 months and really pulled his career into another level. Tavita Pengai. Come down from the Broncos, went to Penrith and started playing some really good football.
Yep.
I reckon you can get in for a
Did
decent
he win a comp? With Penrith? Did he play?
No, I think he gave his spot up in the grand final to somebody else because he wasn't 100% fit, and he gave it to, don't quote me, I'll have to ask the crazy lady, but we'll get it next week. He could have played, he was named, but he said, no, I'm not 100%, so I'm going to pull out and give my spot to such and such because he wasn't named. So he got a run, and if Tavita played, he wouldn't have got on. So that's pretty selfless act.
Yep.
So, anyway, so all going Storm.
Yep.
Yeah, Storm it is. Can't see
Easy
anything
on
else.
that one.
Cowboys and Dolphins. I know you like a Cowboy Garfield, so what are you taking?
Definitely Dolphins.
I
might back the Dolphins, yeah.
Oh, back in the Cowboy.
No.
Guys.
Just having a quick look.
This one's I'm going to take the Cowboys. I reckon the Cowboys were pretty unlucky not to win against Penrith last week and to push, arguably probably the favourites of the comp to, hold them with just 60 points. They've done a pretty good job, so I'm going to take the Cowboys.
What's Tomalolo doing, named in the 17? Named at 17.
Well, there you go, $1 million player, 17.
Yep.
I'll probably bring him on before that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he on the outer? Or who's going to pick up the contract? Because, I suppose Cowboys.
How far into it? What did he sign for? 8 years, $1 million a year?
Yeah, something like
How
that.
far into it is he?
He wouldn't even be half, would he? Still got. We'll put it this way: you still have quite a few years left.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys
Half
have
at
got
the
to put
best,
for
right?
half of the.
He hasn't really had the impact this year as he has last few years. He's not making the meters. He's not making the breaks.
But there goes and shows: is a forward worth $1 million a year? But I suppose then you go and you look at Fisher Harris.
Yep.
And you say yes.
Payne Haas.
Payne Haas. Okay, I'm going to throw this one out to you. Hey, sorry about that, guys. We've got a leak in the studio tonight, but anyway.
Got it, Ned?
Leo Thompson, one of the best form forwards of the game
Yep.
at the moment. How much?
Is he on? 250.
I think you're right. It was either 250 or 350, something like that. Wasn't much.
Wouldn't be much.
Sweet FA, really. Okay.
In saying that, I'd like 250 for my job.
Yeah, true. But you go there and have a look at, okay, I'll use this for example. Saifidi twins.
Yeah.
800. You know, like, yeah, they're origin players, 100%. And they had the potential to be back to their best. But Leo Thompson gives 100% every week.
Yeah.
And he's on peanuts, really. And then you have a look at, you know, Payne Huss, Tyler Malalo, Fisher Harris. They're on, like, up there, around the millions. Leo's on peanuts. And he gives as much as anyone else. So, and we're getting his brother. Good word I hear is towards the end of this year, we will have him in the squad as a train and trial.
Okay.
As soon as his contract's up with the union. So Tyrone Thompson and Leo starting props. Imagine that. And then the Saifidi brothers come on. 2 sets of twins in one team too. Is that a first for rugby league? 2 sets of twins in one team?
Twins, probably. I see you had Kevin and Carrot Walters. Yeah, probably.
Anyway.
Not quite the sets of 3 brothers for the Bulldogs, but yeah.
Yeah, true.
A lot of deliberation. I've gone for the Cowboys.
Cowboys, all right. Yeah.
This could be a boring game to watch, but
Could be.
Look,
Cowboys.
I don't really care. Could be
Flip
a
a
draw.
coin.
Yeah, I'll call a draw.
We'll come back to the next one and we'll skip on to Sunday 4:05, the Drag Queens and the Sharks. Can the Drag Queens play as bad as they have been lately? Oh, actually, they didn't play too badly last week, did they?
Still think the Sharks will have it.
The week before, man. But yeah, last week too, they didn't play too badly ever until they started losing players, and they lost like 3 players. And no matter what team you are, when you lose about 3 players, shit goes down a hill.
Yeah, so it's a shambles. Right.
Yeah. So I'll take the Sharks.
Sharks easy.
Sharks.
Yeah.
Easy.
And Nico Hines to get 12 daily M points.
At least 12.
You gonna back Para?
For the first half.
Yeah.
For the first half of the boy. Come on, Para.
Yeah, so we'll go back to the Knights one just quickly. Gaz, have you got the team list of the Knights there, mate? I don't believe I... Oh, actually, we do, yep.
You got it?
You got them?
No, I'll just borrow Jason's.
There we go.
Who wants to do the Warriors? You want to do the Warriors? Or?
I can't read them names.
Oh, I'll do the Knights and Chase can do the Warriors. Number 1, David Armstrong retains his position at fullback. Greg Marju on the wing with Anali Tuala on the other. Centre pairing of Dane Guy and Bradman Bass. Tyson Gamble and Jackson Hastings are our halves combination. Up front in the engine room, we've got Jacob Saifidi and the beast himself, Leo Thompson. Jaden Brayley at hooker. Dylan Lucas and Kai Pearce-Paul in the second row. God, he's been a gun, hasn't he, Kai Pearce-Paul?
Yeah.
Adam Elliott at lock. Our interchange bench of Phoenix Crosland, Daniel Saifidi, Jed Cartwright, and my very happy to say Brody Jones retains his spot on in the 17 jersey. Like, he's been playing some good footy, Broads, and deserves his spot, so I'm glad that they've kept it for him. So, we got on the Matt Crocker, Jack Everington. I'd like to see Jack back. Jack Cogger, Thomas Cant, and Thomas Jenkins on our reserves. But, Jace, there's the Warriors here, mate.
Warriors, okay. Fullback, Chance Nickel Klogstad. On the wings, Dallin Watini Zalesniak and Marcello Montoya. In the centres, Rocco Berry, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. At lock is Tohu Harris. In the second row is Kurt Catewell and Jackson Ford. Mitchell Barnett and Adam Fanua-Blakey are props with Wade Egan as hooker. And on the interchange, Dylan Walker, Tom Ale, Jacob Laban and Bunty Afoa.
Not a bad side on paper.
On the bad side.
I mean, we can't go home thinking, hey, we're at home, the crowd will get us over. Because I tell you what, the Warriors will come pillar pants in. They're a classy side, and they will not play as bad as they played last week.
No.
They will be a changed side. I'm going to take the Knights by 12.
I'll take the Knights in the rain. So it'll be a different game.
Yeah, Garfield.
I said the Knights get up, yeah.
Warriors.
He likes being different, doesn't
He likes being different. He is different.
Playing different.
he?
He's built different.
I'm not going there.
I've heard.
Yeah, well,
They're all
Chris.
rumours.
Yeah.
Rumours.
Chris told us.
The Warriors will give you a good show.
Oh, yeah.
I just think in the rain, they got to travel. They travel anyway, but you don't travel and play in flogging down rain.
I just hope it's not as bad as it was the game we went to the other week.
Looked horrendous.
It was
Absolutely horrendous.
oh, it was a nightmare. But we sat
the
there.
fans still showed up.
Yeah, we sat there.
Yeah, for 2 games.
Yeah, through both games, reserve grade and first grade. We sat through both and cheered them on, and
And got wet.
yeah, it got very wet.
Yeah.
All I can say is thank God for heated seats on the way home in the
Yeah.
car. But yeah,
And ponchos.
ponchos, umbrellas, jackets, you name it, we had it, but was still wet.
Yeah.
Like rain was coming. You seen the movie? Remember Forrest Gump? Where he says rain was coming from this way,
Sideways.
that way, sideways, and even from down below. It was. It was horrendous. And anyway, all right, guys, we might take a short break, come back, and wrap it all up. All right, guys, welcome back. And it's time to wrap it all up. It's been a wet and wonderful night here at the Nighttime Podcast, but yeah, it's.
Hope our fans could hear us.
Yeah, we got a little leak, but we'll endeavour to patch that up.
It's not a little one.
Yeah, well, we have had a lot of rain.
Yep.
A lot of rain.
But anyway, we'll patch that up in our. We'll get that all sorted for next week. And a little birdie's told us we might have a Zoom call next week.
That'd be good.
It potentially could be a special guest.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
But we will have a Zoom call, whether it's someone we know on regularly or if it's this special guest. But stay tuned. We're working on a few things, and when it suits these special guests, we'll get them on. But yeah, Zoom is now it's going to be a part of our show on a regular basis.
Nighttime podcast.
So yeah, keep an eye out for a lot of special guests. And hey, right in, if there's someone that you guys would really like us to try and track down and hit the hard questions on, and some questions from you guys out there, we'll send it in to us and let us know.
Yep. 100%.
And it doesn't have to be, as I said, because this is all about every team, every tackle. It's all about league. It's every team. So it doesn't have to be Knights. I'd like to see some of the other teams get on as well and hit some hard questions up. So also, if you get into the game, don't forget to enter our competition for the fridges. Jump on, send us a photo of you at the game, get creative, and you could win one of 2 NRL fridges thanks to Bar Fridges Australia, Chateau de Fairhall, and the Nighttime Podcast.
Unreal, isn't it?
Yeah, so thanks for coming, James.
Thanks for having me again. It's been a while.
Yeah, pleasure.
Got me on
Anytime,
a wet and wild night.
Yeah, anytime, mate. It's always welcome here.
Thank you.
And Garfield, for your first night.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Break
Broke
you-
me nighttime virginity, yeah.
Yeah. So
enjoy.
we'll get you back
Yeah, it
again,
was
will we?
good.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt as much as I thought it would.
Anyway, big shout out to Christopher behind the cameras tonight, the crazy lady, and Adam, our editor over there. So does a good job all the time and doesn't get.
Thanks, Ads.
Porsche with the clapper.
Yeah, Porsche with the clapper.
And our sponsors.
Yeah, all our sponsors. We can't do it without you. We've got a couple other little things that we're working on too that might involve the public more than anything. So keep an eye out for that. But working on some really good things. Excuse me. And don't forget our annual nighttime trip to Penrith. We have a bus going down. $45 a head it was, down and back.
That's cheap, isn't it?
Yeah,
That is cheap.
Paul Stevens' coach is luxury coach. So we get down there. We'll get down there so you're in there in time for the gates to open, so you can watch all the games. And it's a 2:00 kickoff for first grade, and then we'll allow time for everyone to go to the Krispy Kreme donut factory across the road.
Yeah.
And get a hot beverage and some hot donuts to bring home, and then the trip home. So there'll be 2 free stops as well, free pickup stops. It'll be Newcastle, Curry, and Twin Servo. So I'm sure you can get on somewhere.
Yeah,
you
to
know.
one of the locations.
Yeah, so Newcastle will probably be this stadium unless the Jets are playing, which I don't think they are. But if it is,
No, Jets are finished.
they're finished. Yeah, that's right. But if there was anything there, we would just have it behind the stadium at Firsty Messiah car park. So plenty of room for you to park and safe parking, and then Curry usual spot, and then Twin Servo. So jump on board. There's still about 15 to 20 tickets available, I believe. I think there's about 20 sold. So
I think they'll go pretty quick.
yeah, well, it's a good trip, and we're playing some good footy, so it's good fun too. And I tell you what, all our Panthers supporters out there that watch us, we will be taking the cameras, and we will be having about 30 nighttime podcast Penrith Panthers shirts to give away that night down at the ground. So there, if you haven't seen our merchandise range, get on, have a look, because there's a new one out today of the Bulldogs. So check it out. But anyway, enough of my rubbling. Jump on, check all that out, get to the game. And if you can't get to the game, head to one of our sponsors and watch it, the Gal or Thirsty. But until next week, guys.
It's all about the league.
Good night. Like this, and it was running down the crack of my arse, and I'm like, in your defence, you do have a head for radio.
Dad's got sand in his vagina.
Still on it. Oh, the other foot.
You might have to stick your cork in some holes there, Dame.
Well, we'll get Chris to do that.